Good morning, Miss L. How you doing today? Yeah, everything's alright. Is it at work? I'm waiting for my favorite streaming to go live. Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, I know. 145 is crazy, like. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Michael TheDarkLaw, and welcome to another episode of The Darkness here on Twitch. It is Monday, brand new week, 10th October 22, day 145 in a row. Good day to you. Hope you guys have all had a good weekend. Yes. We're actually very close. I think we've only, like, obviously we're at like 145. We've got like 40 days left because I'm going 3 days over what it recommends. It's like 182 point something to do like 6 months. But because of like any weirdness in time, we're gonna do 185 just to hit that couple of days over to make sure nobody goes, yeah, no, it was off by an hour. No, we'll do 2 or 3 days over. So there's no way that can come back on us. But yes, hope everyone's well. Desperately needing some thumbnails on Discord as well for stuff. But yes. I'm gonna be doing an evening stream tomorrow, around about 6 o'clock, purely because gonna go with Nova and Melina for a bit of a hike, and I want to do it early just in case the rainstorms come in, so we'll do like an evening show and stuff. Appreciate that. Obviously, we're on the using the forums thing, but we'll see how it goes with the forums thing. Like, forums on Discord is really meh with their only week-long archive kind of thing, so yeah, we'll see it. But dude, the motto, man, I just want 4.0. 4.0 would be so sick right now. Hopefully we'll be starting the, what's it called? The videos very shortly. I should really upload the video that we did yesterday. Maybe Jack could do it. It's a bit long though, it's like 3 hours. Not sure if anybody would actually watch that kind of stuff. But yeah, I did have fun trying out some reactions and all that good stuff. Nothing really else to look at reaction wise. Alright, let's get into game. Man, Astropub's still going, like, whew. Astropub's doing like a 24-hour stream for charity and stuff like that. Hey Joe, how you doing, Chief? Yeah, he's doing 24 hours. Crazy, man. Fuck that. I'm too old for 24 hours. You like reactions? Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing them more. Definitely going to be doing them more. So yeah, today I'm going to do shorter stream. Tomorrow is night stream. Wednesday and Thursday should be sort of like the same sort of situation, which will be dope. Feels like getting 2 times into bed and still seeing the streamer online. Yeah. I mean, we've done 19 hours was my longest. But the funny thing with like the 19 hours, it just absolutely killed me. Absolutely killed. Hopefully I'm gonna get the images out of the desk with the primes and all that stuff, because obviously I've not had time to do it purely because of the last like 4 or 5 weeks has just been meh. 2 weeks of COVID, a week of like stress, then Luna's week, and obviously Mark's a week tomorrow when we had to put Luna down. So yeah, hopefully we'll get everything sorted by the end of October and into other things. Ooh. We'll just look at these like 2 months of bit of R&R. Well, not really R&R actually. But yeah, the plan is we're going to be doing reaction videos, hopefully daily, weekly, or every like second day or something like that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it like other people, because it's all down to Jack's time, what he will actually be able to achieve and stuff like that, you know. Alright. Well, I'll just do the old killy. I should really put like food and water in my easy hab. This would probably make it a lot faster, but I kind of think what they need to do, right, is when you log off at night, it goes back to 100% food and water, because you would naturally, you know, do that. The only thing I hate about the food and water system in this game, I personally feel it goes down way too fast, and it should definitely regen when you're logged out, so you start going up, so you always come in at 100% and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it can go up on a percentage of time itself, so if you're not playing the game for like 7 hours or something like that, right? You go back up to like 100% or something, you know? Yeah. Recovers 10%. That would be awesome, yeah. Because again, before I go to bed, I drink like a pint of water. You know what I mean? I never wake up thirsty. And I've always got a pint of like water that I leave overnight at the side of the table. So it's like, it's just one of these things where it's just, I hate that. I would just like it where, you know, if I log off correctly, I go into my easy hab, whatever, and it just naturally, you know, goes up. Because I hate having to kill myself, or I hate having to go, oh, you know, the first thing I'm going to do when I get out of my easy hab is I'm going to go to Grimhex hot dogs and beers. Or fucking energy drinks and MRE packs. I mean, it's just like, you know what I mean? This is why I miss Levski, because I reckon Levski would have, like, cooked breakfasts or something like that. Especially with, like, the Chinese stalls and stuff, you know? You could go for some nice noodles in the morning. But I just can't ever see an MRE pack or an energy drink being something that would go for in the morning. I wonder if I should go to... yeah, actually, no. We maybe change out to Saber. Eat 2 burgers and a Coke to not be hungry. And until you're at Spaceport, you need another? Yeah. Sherlock. I wondered why it was skidding a bit. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine for like eating and drinking, but the problem whenever games do this is they don't take into account like what people are like in real life. For me, I literally don't eat for 16 to 18 hours. And I drink a lot of water to basically fast, right? Intermittent fasting, intermittent, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's like, for me, I would just have like 1 or 2 meals a day, and that's fine for me, you know? But for me, like, again, this is where it's just like, it's just personal opinion. I kind of feel that 900 years in the future, you know what I mean? You're gonna have water, you're gonna have whatever, but also you're gonna be having like suppressant pills. Or like food pills and stuff. It just wouldn't be going and having like an MRE. It would be like a pill that basically fills you up, gives you all your whatever you need and stuff, you know. Yeah, definitely if they made it where you fill up your meter after you log out for a period of time, so you're not always like hungry, all that jazz. Nice, just at the start as well. Oh god. After seeing Citizen Con, and you like, I used to love looking at, and I still do, like Daymar distance and stuff, but no joke, after the 4.0 video of like their updated moons and pyro and stuff, like Daymar is so flat, it's not even funny. It's so flat. Like the mountain ranges are just so small as well. Interesting. All I need. Hope Verpal sends my base this week, else I probably have to contact support for an estimated date. Have you had a delivery date? Or a delivery message? Yeah, Pyro is looking really, really good. Like, CIG have done a great job on making these worlds feel way more than what we're used to, right? Like that red and white, yellow and black. The blue one I'm not really that a fan of. I think it's more of just my eyes and just not a blue kind of, probably my weakest color, I would imagine. But also the landscape, it just feels very alien compared to what we got. Ah, right. On backlog, nah, that's a shame. Yeah, backlog is then what, like 8 weeks or something like that. Holy moly. Astropub, we were literally just talking about you, dude. You just finished your 24-hour stream? What a machine. What a machine, dude. I've never been able to achieve that. The raid has begun. Welcome in, guys. Hope I'll give you a few seconds. Appreciate that raid, dude. My goodness. He survived? Yeah. Can we get some fucking hand claps for that one, man? 24 hours is no joke. I've only ever been able to achieve a 19. It's crazy, man. My mentality would go right down, like... Yeah, props him, like, yeah. Bring out the cheers, guys. Even if you've just come over from his show, let's give him a round of applause. 24 hours is no joke, like... Awesome stuff. Did they have flagging? Alright. I'm gonna watch once you've got your videos out, because I've not had a chance to look at anything just yet. I'll watch the beginning and then I'm gonna skip right to the end. And he'll just be like, color gone, and just like, make it stop. Yeah. Well, I can't say anything because the last time I was on Astropub's show, I was absolutely intoxicated with alcohol and doing silly things, so, yeah. That's pretty impressive though. But welcome in everyone. Hope you've had a great show with Astro. We're just chilling out, chatting about Pyro, all the colors and stuff. There's not much to do in Star Citizen until 3.18 sort of goes into PTU and jazz like that. So just chilling out, having fun, cruising around the sands. But welcome in, guys. Z242 Pilot. just build and play. Welcome in, guys. Freelancer Alpha. I'm Choka. Welcome, guys. Yeah, Pyro, like, for me, I love Daymar, right? Daymar is one of my favorite places in Microtech to fly around them. And no joke, after what they showed on Saturday, I'm just like, can I have that nice place? Like, for me, the red and white biome, or red and gray, if you want to go with that, it's like kind of like, you know, I thought that was the coolest one out of all of it. But then I like the obsidian and the orange. It just looks so good. The terrains just feel more athletic than this. Like, this just generally feels like a small hill now in comparison to what they were showing. And obviously it's not that much bigger, but yeah, it's very difficult to play Star Citizen on Stanton when Pyro is looking that good. Thank you very much for the follows as well today, guys. Appreciate the raid. Obviously, if you've been hanging out with Astro for many hours, go and stand up, get a walk, get some drinks, eat, go to bed, all that good stuff. Yeah, get the sleep, You watched him for 17 hours? Oh my god. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. I take it he's just raid and run and he's crashing. I would as well be like, that would be nasty. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid, guys. Welcome in if anyone's hanging around. And we're just gonna chill, chat. Right now the topic is obviously the Pyro planets. But there's so many things that with CitizenCon that I was actually very happy with. The bunker stuff and buildings, like for these sort of mission archetypes that they were talking about. Not the detective one, but this like 60 minutes of content inside one of these facilities. I'm very excited for that because I'm not much of a PvEer, but if I can go into like a base and raid it and look for loot, would be amazing. Right, so the spirit Chuka looks amazing. I would have to say, like, as much as I love my arrow, I'm generally feeling that Crusader has the nicest looking ships in the game, right? And I'm a big arrow fan, Saber, Santa Kai kind of like fan, F8 Lightning, but that spirit looks so good. My only problem with it is that the A1 is the only one that I would ever purchase because the C1, as much as it's really nice, is worse than a Cutlass, in my opinion, because the Cutlass has the man turret. It also has the ability to have 6 size-free weaponry systems firing, with a lot of missiles as well. And the C1 is very weak in forward shooting, so I'm hoping that what would be good about the C1 would be just literally the speed. Hey Axis, how you doing, Chief? Welcome in. Jedis as well. So for me, C1, I would personally feel Cutlass Black is better. A1 obviously is very unique because of the bombing, and E1, I kind of feel it's like the Phoenix, the 890 and stuff like that. It's gameplay loop that we've never really seen in the game, so I can't really say yay or nay right now until there's actually something to do that requires you taking passages and stuff. If not, it's just like a tour bus, you know. Next will be the A0. Well, I really hope that that CIG does do like a fighter for Crusader. But also, I would like to see a big ship from Crusader. You know what I mean? Like something 600i Caterpillar kind of size would be pretty dope as well. No, then you've got the Hercules, and then wait. Bigger than the Hercules. So maybe a Crusader Capital or something like that would be dope. But we know how long capitals and these big ships take to do. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's long though. The thing is though, when I look at this stuff, Axes, is it's a beautiful ship, right? The Spirit. The problem is, stats-wise, the Cutlass wins. Same cargo, same size of ship, just you have way more defense on the... Like, if the C1 actually had a rear gunner, then I would think differently, right? But you literally have no defense, so I'm hoping that it's just fast, and that's what they go with as its defense play. Fast, got the same cargo, you know, stuff like that. But the problem they have, and it's the same with like the MSR, is that when they build the Crusader ships, they only build it with a ramp. And personally, I feel like the Hercules should have had an EVA entrance on the sides at the top. The same with the Mercury Star Runner should have had a lift that goes straight to the cockpit and 2 EVA entrances on the side. Just like what you get from Cutlasses and Connies. I don't understand why they keep making multi-crew ships with a ramp. Especially when we know that they're going back to redo the Mercury Star Runner. You would think, right, we're redoing the Mercury Star Runner by adding a lift that goes to the cockpit. Maybe add 1 EVA entrance on the side, because it's needed for certain things, you know? Hey Mordors, how you doing, Chief? I hope it does get an EVA. Obviously, it can be added in with the Spirit, because obviously it's still in concept, it's not even in white box or anything like that, so... But I definitely feel that if you're ever doing multi-crew, the standard should be a lift into the system, a ramp for cargo, or a lift, and 1 EVA entrance to go in and out when you're in space. Or for docking or something like that. That should be the standard with multi-crew ships. Because the Cutlass does it perfectly. 2 side entrances and the ramp. Connie does 2 side entrances, a roof entrance, the main lift and the cargo lift. You know what I mean? There's always ways to go out faster than just dropping a big lift. I just don't like just a single ramp. I don't understand why they can't just make it where you just, like the Freelancer, you jump out the side, you know? Freelancer is another prime example of really good multi-crew sort of ideas, because the Freelancer has the side door, the EVA above, and it has the ramp at the back. I still miss the staircase on the legs. I thought that was very, very cool, but yeah, the Reclaimer has straight to the bridge, main elevator, then it's got the 2 side EVAs, and I think you can get through the top, through the drone area, if I'm correct. If it would actually open up, you could actually possibly go through that way. I'm hoping the Genesis cargo variant is what I'm wanting. Does it actually have a cargo variant? I thought there was only one with it, which was the thing. Is it bringing out a cargo variant? That's really cool if it is. Yeah, that would actually be something I would consider then, because it is a nice looking ship. So, again, this is just my beef when they do the Crusader ships. Like, the Hercules should have had EVA. Since it's got the ramps and it's got the lift, I don't know why it doesn't have an EVA entrance on one of the sides to just come into the main area. The Mercury Star Runner, I just feel, is such a complicated ship that it would have been just really good to have EVA and stuff built into it and stuff. I don't like Crusader ships. The Spirit is really, really cool, man. Like, it's an awesome looking ship. I actually have, whilst I'm cruising here, you know what I mean? Look at this. It's a tiny wee ship, but it's so slick, man. Hey, Obrak, thank you very much for the 9 months. I appreciate that, dude. Welcome in. Like, I really, really like this look. However, right? This is just personal opinion. Morning. I kind of wish that they didn't do the kind of a... Like, this reminds me of the Clip's wings. You know what I mean? Like, where it's sort of, like, split. If they had done something like this with the Mercury Star Runner, where it just followed the body, and it went actually, like, fit with it, and then the tips went up, I think that would have been a much nicer profile, personally. If the wings just went all the way through, down here, and then sort of curved round with it. Not this sort of gappage that they've got just now. But, amazing looking ship. I don't think it will take them long to actually do either, because of the size. I think it's like a couple of months work anyway, and I would imagine it'll come out before most ships, which is kind of sad. Yeah, I know, devs, I know. Again, see, for me, I got the A1 because it's a little bit unique, devs, right? But because of what we're talking about, Cutlass size, it's only like 2 or 3 days worth to farm it up if you think about it in current money stats. So obviously it'll come out and it'll be the patch afterwards where you can buy it in game, and I kind of feel like that's where I go with these ships now, where if it's under like a sort of paid threshold, I just You know what I mean? If it's like $100, $200, I'll just farm it in game, basically. How many people, so many people do not put enough stock in tractors. The C1 is really sweet with the rear tractor. Yeah, but the Cutlass Black also has that Explodo. You know what I mean? This is where I'm saying, like, for me... Okay. I would personally go for Cutlass over C1. Just because of its usability, right? More defense, VTOL, side entrances, tractor beams, and stuff like that, you know? Hey, Nubifier, how you doing, Chief? Cough as well. Afternoon, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed CitizenCon. A lot of people have been like saying, "Oh, I didn't enjoy CitizenCon." I really enjoyed it. There was 4 really, really good. Don't type. No, don't type that, because somebody will ruin it for you. See what I mean? Mordor's dropping. Give it some. So you just be careful, Fire. I think what you should do is turn off gifts. Turn off gifts, dude, before they catch you. I'm pretty sure you can do that on channel. Was up 5 AM watching, rewatching after work. Appreciate that, Mordor, though. For me, I love the look of Pyro. Like, they quickly went over showing the... See what? See what? Thank you very much, Obrecht, for the gifted sub to Nubifier. Just ruined all his plans. Thank you for the 30 months, Nubifier. Yeah, you can turn off gifted subs where you can't be gifted a sub in the channel Nubifier. But yeah, anytime you do that, they did this to me. So when I first turned partner, you have the ability to give like a lifetime tier free sub to like 5 people. So I tried to give it to my bot, and every time I was like, it wasn't subbed and it was coming down, I didn't say anything, and somebody noticed it and they kept gifting it. It took me 4 months to get this thing done, because Twitch will not give a bot perma unless it's actually it doesn't have a sub, and everyone kept trolling me. So what I did was I went to the settings of the bot, and you can actually make it where you can't be gifted a sub. And yeah. However, if all followers have a sub and you don't have a sub, then you eventually get one. It's a crazy system, but yeah. Crazy person. Free bots up, yeah. It's a mental system that they've got. Anyway, yeah, so CitizenCon for me, the color tone of Pyro, I was just in love. I don't like the blue one too much. I think it's just blue isn't a color that my eyes is acquired to or enjoys. Red and white air biome was amazing. This sort of like lava melted place was so dope. Then into seeing them doing the redo of Lorville, I was like, just wow, you know what I mean? Pyro Skyline is awesome, but the redo of Lorville, I was like, cool. It looks like they're going to be moving us out to the edges for landing and stuff like that. Today my goal is going to be to make sense of that R segment perk. Dude, that was hard. That was a hard segment, right? I kind of felt like they didn't need to do that segment with Chris, to be honest, because it didn't really tell us anything about Squadron 42, you know? It could have been an Inside Star Citizen kind of stuff. The bunker stuff, also really cool. I thought that was just... That gives me hope that I'm going to be able to go to a facility and it's going to be like a raid kind of thing, where I go in and I play for like 60 minutes and then leave with maybe some fancy loot or something like that. Then obviously the flight system, as everyone pretty much knows with my channel, it's all about flight, low flying, PvP combat in atmosphere and all that jazz, so I'm very excited for the flight model changes. And then some other stuff was really cool. The power play as well was really nice. Yeah, that's... Yeah, Exploder, that's probably what I'm thinking as well then, now that you say it that way. So it's it wasn't just blue, it was everything was blue. Blue crystals, blue light background, blue sky, blue. I'm blue da, you know what I mean? It was just too much, I felt. And obviously they can change it before we get it. If they were to take criticism, I would say is just maybe lighten the tone of the blue a bit. It was just too oceany, kind of dark blue, you know? But apart from that, really, really cool, man. Yo, Miss L, dropping the 5 bob! Get some vibes in chat, please. Serge, thank you very much for the 3 months. Fu, Thalinos, and Joe, welcome in. And Shepard, thank you very much for the 6 months. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I kind of felt like the only thing I like. How do you guys feel about this? The bat scan or the Assassin's Creed sense? I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't mind the pinging to discover things, but I don't like the scanning through wall to see people walking about. I really don't like this idea. You know what I mean? Oh, my bat scanner detects somebody through the wall. I can see them walking behind a wall now. Like, I think this is a really bad idea. If it's only for Squadron 42, then I'm fine with it, because it's a single player. But please don't add that wall scanner to Star Citizen. Please, CIG, don't do it. If it's just for Squadron 42, I'm okay with it. But if it's in the PU, that you might as well just put hit markers above everyone's head then, because you just go, oh, here's a wall. Ah, right, there's 20 guys through there, time for me to get my grenade launcher out. You know what I mean? I don't feel happy about that wall hack, you know? Yeah, exactly, Nubifier, exactly, that's what I was thinking as well. So that's where I'm hoping, and I'm not panicking about it too much or gonna rant about it. I hope it's only for Squadron 42. I don't mind, again, if you have it for the PU where you scan and it shows you, like, interaction stuff. I think that's a really good idea, right? Just wall hacks, I'm not happy with in this type of game. Yeah, I know, that's the worst. No, don't worry about it. Now it makes me worry about it even more. Right, wall hack. Okay, now CIG gave me a free grenade launcher. Start flapping into a room, you know? It's likely only in Squadron Yeah. I hope so. You know? I'm fine if you had to pull out the alien's device and you're basically boop, 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 and it would give you like bleeps of where people are. I'm fine for that, just not wall hacks where you can see where people are positioned and stuff. If it was literally where you have to move a bleeper around and it would tell you how many people are in the room, but it doesn't give you the exact accurate position of them, then I'm fine with, you know? If you include all the normal cheats, you don't need an anti-cheat system. Yeah. Thermal scan. Well, the thing with thermal scan is you would have to make it where you can't see like a perfect outline or something like that. This was literally showing you how they were walking, weapons, everything like that, you know what I mean? Again, I'm fine with a thermal scan, just long as it doesn't give full details of how somebody's positioned. A blob, for example, I'm fine with. It said in PvP it will broadcast your location, they said, but not in PvP. Right, okay. Then that's fine. Again, we'll see how it goes. I'm waiting for Inside Star Citizens before upgrades and stuff. I'll probably be going back all through the videos anyway. Is it Linear 2? Linear or Linear? I'm so bad with names, I do apologize. Linear 2. Hope I'm saying that right. Thermal scan, linear. Thank you, I appreciate that. Did you look for a cold spot? Yeah. I hope it's just for Squadron 42 though, Nubifier, right? Because I would have to agree with you that the more things that they add like that, it delays it a bit longer, but I generally feel it's not these things that are delaying Star Citizen or Squadron 42 anymore. It's going to be does it run optimized well enough? Because in some of those videos that they showed, the FPS was dreadful. So there needs to be optimization, the persistent server meshing, PES, whatever is used in Squadron 42, and then obviously Gen 12, what's it called, Vulkan. Those are the things I think that just generally hold back a lot of things. I'm fine with cool mechanics, just long as it doesn't become where I need to have sticky notes on the side of my monitor to be like, alright, okay, you press this button to do bat scan, that then we'll do a thermal vision, blast you up into the ceiling technique, you know? So that'll be so funny. Oh my god, was there a hype train you guys didn't tell me about? My goodness. Thank you very much for the hype train. I didn't even know you guys were on the hype. You could have told me, like, I would have put more effort in. Seemed to indicate 2 or more years for Squadron. Well, then that would go with Aaron Roberts got really drunk in Asia and said it was going to be like 2 years. So I mean, I think 2 years is a good way. 2025 was kind of my plan or idea, so we'll see. I'm definitely very happy. I thought the EVA stuff was cool. I don't know about this running up the side of a building with your hands kind of scenario. I thought that looked a little bit meh. I kind of feel like what they should have done is where you just do that, you know what I mean, and then you scoot, and then you have to do that and scoot. I didn't like this, like, doggy crawl, doggy paddle up the side of a building. I just felt it needs a little tweak on that one, yeah. They said it was a placeholder. I mean, it's still cool. The EVA stuff is really cool. I just didn't like the whole, again, I would feel like you would just do that, and you'd fly, then when you're like slowing down or whatever, you would fly, kind of that method. This sort of like paddling around just felt a little bit off, but again, it can be easily sorted and tweaked and all that jazz. But it was nice to see. Remember you did that video a while back where you're talking about things like with people's threads on Spectrum. You do your... Occasionally you do it where you take the best things from Spectrum and you basically rip a new one and stuff like that. I remember you had the B-roll in the background as that big satellite, so it was kind of cool to see that satellite thing on the outside where they're climbing up the panel, and that's a pretty big... Yeah, community concerns, that's it, yeah. So where am I going? There we go. Surprised there wasn't even a mention of Quanta. No joke. I generally feel with Quanta, they're probably going to not talk about it again, because Tony, the problem when you have, if you notice, they didn't have Sean Tracy, they didn't have, it's a lot of ads. It is a lot of ads. I do apologize for ads, guys. However, I am a full-time content creator, and ads do massively help me pay the bills. So, again, I appreciate anyone who watches the ads and stuff. But yeah, it's, I generally feel like they don't have Sean Tracy and Tony Z on, because again, these guys can talk for hours and hours, and you saw how literally, I think Short Topic was meant to be the case, and Chris and the other dude just started beatboxing, rapping each other with 2 hours worth of information that I just generally felt like it was over the top, you know what I mean? Well, it's like, I've got ad incentive, and what that does is basically, what we have here, a Taurus. I don't think the Taurus is after me, but you can never be too sure. Let's go this way, rack free, see if it is. Not sure if Taurus are bounty hunting today, so. But you know what I mean, like, ads, as in the ad incentive program, oh no it is, jeez. They do massively help with monthly money, so let's do a wee targeting around on that. Alright, here we go. So it is a bounty hunting Taurus. Ah, sweet nibblage. Okay, so if it's not got a gunner, it's gonna fail. Let's track down to that. Oh, we got a secondary. Secondary target, which is a Vanguard Warden. Oh my god, this is gonna get difficult, chat. This is gonna get difficult. Right, in. It's got cannons and repeater. It's gonna bugger up its stuff with that one. We're gonna cut here. Right, so the biggest problem is we've got a Taurus cruising in. Taurus, even with size 4 repeaters, is going to be nasty, nasty, nasty. I can keep this Vanguard at bay, but I may have to flare. It's coming in hard right now, okay? I really need to be able to dispatch this as fast as possible. And this is going to be easier than the other one, okay? So here comes the Taurus. It's going to fly over us because it's going too fast, too furious. And I am on the ass of the Vanguard right now. So the Taurus has flown past us, but get ready for a missile spam maybe. Or at least a few missiles. This Vanguard is probably going to bug out. Here comes the missiles from the Taurus. It's constantly locking. We're going to have to start pre-flaring a lot more. That's a bugged missile just now. This Vanguard is most likely going to warp any second to get out because it is going to die if it doesn't. However, it does look like it's at low height where it... Oh, no it can. Right, good. One disengaged. We now move on to the Taurus. And we're going to have to do like manual aim. And I think there's another ship coming in, or it could be a stray missile that it was picking up. Nope. Negative on that, Ghost Rider. We have a Razor X slipping through. We will disengage and we're going to go down low. The Razor X, obviously a little bit more nippier, stuff like that to deal with. However, also, it looks like it's quite stealthy as well because I didn't pick it up. Let's quickly just try. The Connie is the biggest issue right now because it's going to start pelting out missiles. We're going to counter with our missile system here. Fox free on that. Into the sweep. So its shields are down, we're perfectly behind, full afterburner on it. Push, 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 in. It's gonna run away. We're gonna try and beam so the shields go down. We're good just now. However, we are getting shot now by the Taurus. Flash one on that, move in behind, shields up, through the wreck, in behind the Taurus, no gunner. Check on no gunner, we'll bring our resources back up whilst we're in the safe spot basically, and we'll just sit behind it. Regain our afterburner in case the Vanguard comes back in, go into lag pip, and we're going to now start targeting and start shooting. Whew, there we go. So we've won 2 fights so far out of the 3 versus 1. Now we just sit behind the Taurus because it doesn't have a gunner, so why would you ever care, you know? Let's just sit around, defeat its shields. Most likely it'll be stock, so we'll be able to cut through. Because it was firing standard cross-section missiles, it's just literally stock. And that's why we're getting through the shield now. We'll then get the 2 rear engines at the bottom of it, because if we do that, it'll fall out the sky a lot faster. Or it's going to hit the ground, depending on whatever it's deciding to do right now. It's going to start moving away, because obviously panic mode kicks in. I'm not going to be able to kill it before it warps, but I could maim it. Got a good maim on here, go on that engine there. There we go, there we go, there we go. It's gonna warp any second. However, all its shields are coming down, so I think I've punched its shield gen. And it's gonna warp, which means win free. I'm gonna just stay back a bit so we don't... I don't know where it's lining to right now. Next target's coming in. See, here's the 3rd one. This will be the Vanguard, I would imagine. Connie is going to warp away. We've got desync there. 4th. What do we have here? We've got a 300i. We're going to go in on that. I don't think it's for me, but I'm just not risking it at all. Fox free on that. we'll just stay in lag for this one. And splash 2. There we go. Remaining bug makes your bugging out. Hey, Reformed. How you doing, Chief? Welcome in. Yeah, but then I would just start. I would close the gap on the Connie herp if I saw that play. Again, because they were firing out stock missiles, I kind of took it a lot more lightly. Also, they overpassed twice when we were engaging, so speed management wasn't the sort of the best on that one. If that warden can put you in a position to get smacked by the Taurus, it'll be a bad day. It will be, yeah. But luckily not today, ladies and gentlemen, not today. I think the 300i is most likely a casualty of combat, but the rest will be back. They might come back in fighters. Hey, Donkey, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Not bad. Let's do a wee restock. Do not spend money that you would have to spend on booze in a bar. Yeah, good way of looking at it. Hey, Chosen, welcome in, guys. 50-50 split, yeah, that's pretty much what it is on Twitch. However, Discord is about to release the ability to do the same thing as Guild did, where you can get subs on Discord, which is pretty cool. I think the oddly time I have come across TDL and not ran or died was get low and hope, and I can evade till TDL got bored. Oh right, you engaging me. Possible inbound. We have possible inbound, chat. I got a little flicker in the top corner of a blue mark, but it could just be a bug. Potentially an odd question to be asking, but how does somebody convey to a player such as yourself that one is in fact non-combat, passive but not a game, I guess? Kind of assess you to make the person isn't after me judgment. Generally, if like for example, like what I tested with the Connie at the beginning there, dude, I started to go away from Shubin, and the Connie changed direction, started to fire missiles like mine. Normally, if I do that and somebody just heads to Shubin and stuff, then I guess they're not coming for me, and I don't really get involved in these sort of things. But unfortunately, with that 300i, which I'm pretty sure is just collateral damage, I can't let somebody just fly around whilst I've had 3 people shooting at me at once. You know what I mean? Because that is most likely a 3-man team, or the Vanguard, or it's just 3 bounty hunters at once, which would be very, very interesting. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people have to, like, the 300i just turned up at the wrong time, wrong situation. However, when 318 comes out, though, I have to take into account that if I'm working with salvaging teams, that 300i or somebody technically as collateral damage is money. You know, flying around. So you'd have to weigh up the odds. You know, somebody turning up with like a caterpillar, no cargo, all they're gonna do is lose their ship, basically. But my team could salvage, for example, and make some money off that victim. It's something that everyone has to get into, and especially when this game finally comes out. The way I always look at it, the moment you undock is kind of like the same as Eve mentality rules. The moment you undock from a safe area, you have to assume that everyone, even blue, can shoot you and kill you. And that's how you should be playing the game. Even if you're in a prospector, even if you're in like a ship that couldn't kill anyone or anything like that, you have to assume that somebody will shoot you and kill you for what you have in the future. Especially with salvaging. It's not going to happen all the time because, again, we'll find out exactly. Here we go. Oh no, did they come back with a C2 star lifter? No, please. This is where escalation happens where... No, C2's not coming after me. Good, good, good. We'll just let it be then. I can't be bothered to shoot a C2. But yeah, you have to assume that, again, see this C2, right? This C2 is cruising in, right? It's minding its own business, but it's in a place that's obviously had conflict. And eventually down the line, there might be, say, 2 or 3 of my group here, maybe a ballista, and we kill the C2 and then salvage it, because that could be good money, right, for criminal play. Now, I don't ever rate myself as a pirate. I more rate myself as a killer, somebody that specializes in killing that might be useful in the future. Hitman, something like that, you know? I also know for me, whilst I don't have these functions, shooting this C2 is just literally not worth my time. It's just business, exactly, yeah. I have a shirt, I have some shirt and skills, yes. No matter how many times he got smacked, he came back over. Dude, to be honest, that's a good thing for a bounty hunter to do. I personally hate it when a bounty hunter comes after me and loses the mission, and then, you know what I mean? They've got nothing to lose. If you're wearing a white armor, you don't lose your modules in your ship. It's just time to reclaim and respawn. I love it when bounty hunters know that I'm still sat at the same location and they keep coming back, even if they don't have the mission. And in 3.18, Call to Arms won't put players into prison. You'll still get the extra money from NPCs, but you're not going to be able to put players in prison just by having Call to Arms, which is awesome. It was a marble, but he was a sound guy, to be honest. Always play. No, so, again, like, right now, this is the biggest thing with a lot of people, is that their egos are cashing checks their body can't cash. And mainly it's just EP and ego. Oh my god, you have shot me down in a game that has no loss. Oh dear, I'm getting very, very upset and all these things, you know? I don't know what the hell this dude is doing. People take the game too seriously, even if they're being shot by somebody. They're like, the game literally advertises that you can be shot by anyone, anywhere when you purchase the game. You literally have to go through that area before you click the I agree to the terms and condition and buy Star Citizen. Which is why I never understand why people freak out when they're being shot at for no reason. You literally sign a TOS or look at a page before you purchase the game that tells you this is going to happen. It's like that South Park one where people don't read the terms and conditions and they just say yes. You know when Kyle always signs them and becomes a centipede because of it? No one reads those, exactly, but it's dangerous to do that though, Pox. You could learn so much about Star Citizen by just spending an extra 30 seconds reading some bits about it. This is where people, again, just do whatever they want. Hey, Onda, how you doing, Chief? Alright, so next target. Man, this server's popping off. A blade. So the dude in the what's it called? Thingybob is coming back in blade. So what we're gonna do here. Oh, wait. Looking around. See, this guy doesn't have my bounty anymore because he's already lost it, right? So this is vendetta, basically. In so many words. Just flying backwards? A hit reg there. There goes. Good fight, dude. Good fight. And we got the red cockpit, but we don't have any red bodies, so we're all good on that one. Depends on going, depends on going backwards Mordor. So the moment that you do that, you throw your aim off, and it's going to be worse in the new fly model. You know what I mean? This is somebody that does PvP, but obviously doesn't understand atmosphere, where when you go backwards, you throw your aim off. And that's where I'm just getting on at. Hey, Nazar, how you doing, Chief? But I don't really fear blades these days, unless it's like a pure sweat Mordors, because if you get underneath the aim in an arrow, the burst is nothing, right? You just gotta forget about your shield. Just go for your HP. And the HP of the arrow kicks the shit out of the blade. What do you think of the flight model changes? I think they're amazing, personally. It's stuff that I've been saying for many, many years that needs to come into Star Citizen, because, funnily enough, right? Even though low flying, you know, you're cruising in, you're doing all these things, it does cause so many issues with the game and stuff like that. The blade slaps if you're not expecting it? Not really, dude. I think people overcompensate with the blade. You know? It's got situation awareness of 0 as well, with the cockpit and stuff. We had Joe turn up more doors against me and Fresh on Hurston and Sabers. Came in, I'm in a blade, and fucking dead. That's so funny, man. Nobody understands. Like, for the first time, you're just like, what the fuck happened, man? How did a Saber beat me, you know? It's crazy how you just don't expect that shit. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Joe would beat me in atmosphere, like, if I was in an arrow. But against a Saber on Hurston, it's very, very difficult, you know? It's a crazy, crazy shit. Just leave if you're solo, yeah, exactly. Because you can't outturn it. But you know what? Right, so this is the one thing to look at Mordors. You know that how it feels to fly like that? That's what it's going to feel like everywhere in the new fly model, by the way. Apart from space, right? But most atmospheres will feel like what we have for Hurston right now. Where it's sluggish and you have to make clinical choices before you actually engage and you don't have the ability to run. That's what it's like. Because obviously, what a lot of people are like, don't understand with the new flight model is, say for example we do SEM speed here. Now the SEM speed on Daymar of an arrow is 198. But what they said is that I'm going to be able to afterburner over and get up to like 500 meters a second, and then it will massively slow down and I won't be able to recharge my afterburner until I'm actually in that. Which means that if somebody is shooting at me and I need to disengage, I can get up to 400 meters a second, curve my horizontal movement, and then basically turn into the fight and regain my stats, you know? You don't actually have to go into QCM just to go fast. You can use your afterburner to disengage and stuff. You just can't run away with the system. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it when we have the proper atmospheric fight stuff. I think you'll just get used to it or you'll quit the game, Ondo. That's personally the two choices that you have, right? Even if somebody doesn't like something with Star Citizen or you think it's going to be bad, you've got to look at it this way. You only have a choice of you either play it or you stop playing Star Citizen. Because CIG are getting to the stage where they just don't give a shit about what everyone wants and opinions and stuff like that. They're going to build a master mode and that's it, you know? So you either adapt and try to enjoy it or you stop playing Star Citizen full stop. And that's what everyone needs to take into account, because no more whining on Spectrum is going to help you anymore with this. Because CIG are at the limit where they need to... The moment they add this for Squadron 42, that means that's it. That's it done. You're not getting any more flight changes afterwards. You might get some ship tweaks here and there for balancing, but you're just going to have to accept it. Because if it makes it into a gold standard Arena Command at Squadron 42, that's it. There is no changes on the mode. Yeah. They still think, but obviously, you know what I mean? They're out of time now, Ondo, to be like, alright, this doesn't work, we need to make another system, you know what I mean? They're out of time. And it sucks, right? But I still think this, like, again, were you here before 3.0? Because if you were here before 3.0, you would see that it's good stuff, right? And again, you still got, like, the ability to do things right now. Free A. Okay, so you've not been Papa blessed to see. So, did you? I know exactly your playstyle in Atmosphere. You're gonna love it, dude. You're gonna love it. I see how you fly when you were chasing that. When you helped me that day and you're literally on that person's 6 and they couldn't do shit, you're gonna have that, but easier to do against a lot more people, right? You know? There's just no wiggling, there's no back strafing, there's no tricording constantly, stuff like that. You're just going to have to actually outfly people, get close and personal, and do things, you know? No, always wiggle, yeah. Well, again, this just gets rid of these things, like... Because if you think about it, right, so in the new system, if you were to do this and you pull, or you cut, you're just not going to be able to do it the same way back the way, you know? You're going to have a bit of, like, holding yourself back, right? But there is, like, you're always able to go slightly over SEM speed. You know, they were showcasing, like, you could go, like, 300-400 in a straight line. So when people are like, oh, you're not going to be able to low fly anymore at TheDarkLaw. Yes, I am. I'm still going to be able to tank here at 500 meters a second. It'll just drop to, like, 300 when I'm not afterburning. And then I can push corners and stuff. I don't need to go into QEM or QCM, you know? Again, people will adapt. It's all good stuff because it gets rid of all the cheese in the game. And we actually start getting back. Because again, if anybody knew the flight system before 3.0, everyone who played that would agree that's the best time combat was. You remember it, Noobifier did. Before 3.0, the game felt good. And then combat and flight has just gone downhill, and I genuinely feel this is CIG making a really, really good choice. You remember Zone? Yeah. Each of the skilled pilots that I highly respect are really excited. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Again, the good thing with this stuff is that, like you said, TS, is that if people don't like it, they may end up changing the ship to go with more of what they're enjoying and stuff like that, you know? Everyone can have, like, their feedback on it right now, but I personally feel that nobody should be negative towards it until they actually play it, because it'll feel much better than what people's minds are doing right now. It makes sense when you actually do it. I was speaking to Fresh about the new fly model. I like the up and down strafe equal. Yeah, I'm hoping for that, but like I said to you in DM, dude, they've got two different versions on the table. They've got it where up strafe and roll is still a thing, and the other one is that up and down strafe are balanced. I personally would like it where up and down are balanced. That's just me. However, if they give us the up strafe rolls one, I'm fine with that as well. Plus, if you don't like it, you can always take a job and crew when the new engineering stuff comes out. Exactly, dude. Exactly. This is one of the things I will always say to people in Star Citizen. You don't always have to be the pilot. I know it's the position that most people want, but this is a reason why some people in real life are pilots and most of us are not, okay? There's no shame in being an engineer or a medic or a gunner and stuff. You don't always have to be the person that flies. Or pilots. I spent long trying to low-fly the Prospector and losing my load. Even the little droplets that Xylo mentioned on Spectrum yesterday made it a bunch more interesting. Yeah, exactly. I think the fighting stopped. I want to be the commander of the Idris and shout at my friends. I imagine there's quite a few people that want to do that role, right? Stop shouting at me! Mum, will you get in the gunner's seat and shoot the goddamn vandal? Dad, I need that fire put out in my ship. Oh, I just wanted to say goodnight to you, son. You're on my interest ship now. My rules. I'm a base builder in No Man's Sky. I'm looking forward to it, dude. I really am. The base building, I think, will add a lot of player-to-player, org-to-org conflict as well, which is what we need, you know? I think this C2 is definitely either looking for helmets or disconnected. Red alert? What was red alert? I don't remember what red alert was. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Big caliber collabs, you know, where you start doing like orgs and orgs to... Oh, Command and Conquer. Right, yeah, I never really played those games. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to like where maybe like 2 orgs or 3 or 4 orgs band together and make like a settlement, and then you start having it trading there, and if anybody attacks it, and you also trade. So say for example I'm trading there, and then people attack, the group could go, look Darklaw, you use our facilities all the time, we'll give you a 10% discount if you and your guys defend us for the next like 30 minutes. We're like, alright, cool, sounds good, here we go. I can't wait for that interaction with player to player. And I don't mind if you have to go to crazy places to get it, where like for example you can't have it on Daymar or something like that. I don't mind that. I just want it where it's like Eve, where you go out into 0-0 and you start building relations with people. Because doing it with NPCs is fine, I get it, right? A lot of people like to PvE, a lot of people like to solo, stuff like that. But I would rather be working on a relation system with actual players and organizations and salvagers and stuff like that than dealing with NPC stuff. That's just my personal want on it. But if they make a really good system for the PvE, I will also do that. Because I did it with Eve as well, where I would gain some reputation to maybe progress where I could unlock a certain ship and unlock a certain weapon, you know? By buying it, basically, not for usable, you know? Yeah, Star Citizen is a really good social interaction game. It just needs that ability where people are not always so aggressive with each other, you know? You know that in EVE Online, I basically always recruited somebody into my org who came to me in DM or something and said, you and your guides killed me so fast, I don't know how you did it, and you got all my loot, can I join your organization and learn? It was like, yeah, sure. Because you knew that after somebody got spanked, they wanted to learn these things, and even if they stayed with you and whatnot, it was a great way to recruit people. And I've always found that was like one of the best ways, because they're always like, how the hell did this happen, you know? It's why a lot of people, cheers, Reform, gifting... Oh my god, I'm trying to remember. I'm scrolling up for this one. Where's the rear? Where's the rear? Yeah. Where is it? Oh. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it. Wait. Lania, that's it. I'm just gonna mark you right now with Lania. Miscellaneous notes. Lania. There we go. Actually, wait. Lay-Nia. So I know how to say your name every time. There we go. Thank you very much, dude, for the gift of sub. Oh my god. Reformed, what's wrong with you? What's you up to? Oh shit! An eclipse! Oh no, it's not an eclipse. It's a fucking Gladius. Oof. I wasn't prepared! I wasn't prepared. Possible second target. Ooh. Oof. Slowing down. Trying to out-turn me. Yeah. Pulling away. Gonna get a bit of afterburner push on that. If I did. And the good thing about this is there won't be this like high speed running away kind of stuff in the new fly model. You'll have to disengage and all that good stuff. Yeah, he overturned a lot of times. He also tried to go backwards at one point, Ondo, and that's what spun him around a bit, where he had to push forward, and there was the loss on that one. Again, when they bring in more aerodynamics and stuff like this, it's going to be very, very difficult for people to get around and do the Arena Commander aiming and stuff like that. Because in atmosphere, it's not going to be about your aim and your wiggly and all these things. It's going to be where it's your merge that's going to be super important. Not for speed, but how good you can force somebody into like a 1 and 2 circle. I can't wait for it, man. It's going to be so good. I'll be probably spending even more time. Actually, that's a lie. I'm pretty much 95% in atmosphere anyway. I barely do space combat. I'm actually not that fussed for SBK in the coming 318 because it's going to be fast on space combat, you know. But maybe it'll get better, you know. What they're doing with this thing. I got horns that open pickle jars and horns that come with hair. I got horns that hang up the other horns. I always come prepared. Awesome. So romantic. At this point, they don't respect physics, so who knows how atmosphere will... How do you mean they don't respect physics, Ondo, right? Where do you see that physics are not taken into account in Star Citizen right now? And I don't mean with ships, because obviously weight, momentum is not even part of the flight model right now. You know? So you can't complain about physics in that sense, because there is none in the game. The 2 extra speed limit they plan to add. In what way? The 2 extra speed limit. What are you talking about? There's only one. There's one mode where you go from SEM, which is what we lock ourselves down to just now, and then where you go up to your maximum speed. But it's just the same as what we have right now. It's the exact same thing that we have right now, okay? So why would it be any different? I'm a little scared. There's no free speed limit. What free speed limit? Tell me what the third speed limit is. Because again, it sort of feels like you don't understand what the modes are, dude. There's only SEM and QCM speed. Everything else is just warping. There's no third speed limit. SEM is just SEM with boost, and then you have to return to SEM speed. Like, why would that be a bad factor? Yes, you can. You can literally use your boost to go up to speed and then change into QCM and go up to high speed. But you have to switch through the modes. It's exactly the same as just now. The thing is you have, like, this is, again, where people don't understand with it. It's literally what we have right now, but you have consequences in what you do. Your actions have negative effects. There is no negatives in Star Citizen right now. There's no positives. So they're adding in cause and effect. The same as that you can manipulate G's, where some ships can do like batshit crazy shit, and the other ship does 9 G's and it blacks out. All this does is remove the cheese. But this is game. That's gameplay though, dude. Right? It's called balancing. Again, if you want all the fucking stuff under the sun, you go and play DCS World, right? Or a full simulator game. If they went full simulator in Star Citizen, we wouldn't be flying around in arrows, we would be flying around in rectangular fucking tubes that have turrets all over them, and they just literally spin around and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You have to understand that physics is one thing, and physics is in Star Citizen. The difference is we can't have realistic physics because it's a video game, and it would not make sense. None of us would be able to pilot a full physics ship in 60 OF. Most of us do not have the brain power to comprehend that movement. You know what I mean? Hey, Skylum. And that's not me being disrespectful for people in chat. We're just not intelligent enough to do that kind of movement. We're too primitive as humans to be able to do it. So there's no difference in what we have right now. The difference is that they're going to be tweaking the way SCM works, where you're going to have more push, less pull. You're not going to be able to side strafe and tricord without craziness on the go. G's are going to be a factor. Atmosphere and control surfaces are going to finally be a thing, and you're going to have to learn to outturn somebody instead of just wiggle, wiggle, aim, manipulate the game. And that's all that they've changed. So when you go into a fight, you can use your resources to get out of a fight, get fast, go into QCM, and leave the area. But if you're interdicted, you can't go anywhere. Again, this is where they should just remove decouple, personally. Remove decouple. And just leave it as couple. And don't even call it couple. Just literally it be one flight system, and that's the end of it. You know what I mean? There's too many things where people are like, it needs to have this, it needs to have this, it needs to have this. No, it just needs to be fun, it needs to be engaging, it needs to be where cheese can't be manipulated in the game, and it needs to be where people who buy a Saber or Hornet can actually play the game without being shat on in every situation by an arrow, gladius, or a blade. That's all it is. And if that means just having a fun, engaging video game for people, then I'm all for it. If people want more than it is right now, then go and start playing other games that requires this sort of mentality. The problem is, you're an AC player, and you're trapped in the AC ways where you need to be some sort of fucking, gotta be able to do this, gotta be able to do that, gotta be able to do it to benefit your own personal flight style. And you're just gonna have to change it, like we all do. That's all it is. And again, that's not me being disrespectful to you, it's just Arena Commander pilots are stuck in a way that does not work in this game. Exactly, Koff. Exactly. You need to be able to use everything, and the only way to do that is to get rid of the crap that we've had for 2 or 3 years. Yeah, there is quite a lot of people that actually play Heavy Bob. I mean, it's not many, it's like maybe 200 people or something like that. But again, it's always the same thing, right? It's either space dads that don't know how to play this game full stop, or even understand what they're doing, that complain, or it's somebody from Arena Commander that's like, oh, I won't be able to shit on everyone, you know? Aurora MR current meta? Burn it all. No, Scarlet, no, we don't burn it all. We just make something that's fun and engaging, and if people want to take it to a sweatier level, they can do. I like to propose a nerf to the Eclipse. The missiles shouldn't work against fighters. Dude, I would, no joke, I would sign that, Heavy Bob. I think you should be allowed to fire, but I don't understand how a torpedo tracks a fighter's cross-section. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me, how that thing can just fly that fast. It should be difficult to flare off, sure, but it should never be able to catch up with a fighter, personally, but... yeah. Again, but if it stops the nonsense, Ondo, this is where, again, you're looking at it where it's going, oh, it's going to ruin Star Citizen. It's not. If it got taken away, it wouldn't ruin the game. And stuff like that. It would just be a game that actually works. Right now, nothing works in this game, dude. So CIG are literally stripping it back to how it used to work before you started to play the game. So you've never played it in this situation, you know? No, I know you're not saying it will ruin the game. You know, you've got your opinions, and I'm excited. That's why we're having a debate about it, a non-aggressive debate, or like no shouty matches and slagging off and stuff. But you have to understand that there's so much broken with Star Citizen right now in its flight system, in its calculations, that we have to go back to when it actually worked, and that's what CIG are doing. The difference is, instead of just literally digging out JP's flight model and putting it back to before 3.0, they're actually, like Yogi and Coulson want to do their own twist on it. And their own twist on it is actually really good. I actually think it's better than JP's system, because I never enjoyed it that you could move at high speed in every single direction. That was very kind of like expands kind of movement. I like the fact that as we're flying around in ships that look like fucking jet fighters, even though it's a spaceship that can warp through and bend time, we're still basically, you know, dogfighting, flying World War II spaceship, basically, you know? I want to be able to ride on a Torp. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Plus the netcode just can't deal with it. Exactly. So here's what I have to say to people. Would you want a working netcode, a working flight system, working guns, working shields, working missiles, working sync, all that working, or do you want to keep continuing with piss water shit? Because that's what we have right now. And it doesn't matter who enjoys what element of Star Citizen. It's broken. It's all broken right now. And I would personally rather go back to a time where it worked. And if it means slowing people down and having negatives and positives gameplay, you're just going to have to adapt with it, you know? For me, we go back to before 3.0 and have that gameplay just a twist on it. And I'm all for it. Because it actually worked, people enjoyed it, people had fun with it, and it wasn't just, oh, I know how to fucking cheat the system, I'll wiggle out of Narnia to make my pip disappear. The problem is when people complain about the new flight model, like I said, they're either people who don't know how to even play this game right now, or they're people that require the cheese to play the game. And mostly it's the Arena Commander pilots that are like that. They have to have the cheese to win, because they ain't got it up here to do it any other way. Did you upload the reaction? No, we're not gonna do the reaction. It's 3 hours long, dude. It's not. It's in the VOD. You know what I mean? But no, we start reactions at the end of the month. Ah, it's the C2. Leave it. Yeah. Off you go. The cheese makes it fun? No, it does not make it fun. Sorry. Nobody enjoys a game that has cheats in it, dude. And that's what cheese is when you come across it. It's just basically a loud cheat. That's all it is. A manipulation of bad coding. Bad stuff. And you abuse it just because you're unathletic to actually adapt and learn on certain things. And it's the prime example when you see somebody who just spends all their time in Arena Commander and they come to try and fight us in Sabres on Hurston and they get fucking clapped left, right and center because they're so stuck in one way of playing this game. Aside to wait and really learn how to fight with fighters into the new flight. I think that's a great idea, Jedi, personally. Like, for me, I can't wait for it, the changes, because it makes sense to me as somebody who's seen this in the flight system before 3.0. But I also don't want to have to wait 6 to 9 months, you know? No, see, that's where you're not understanding the flight changes at all then, Ondo. You think it's muscle memory and understanding the basic flight? No, that's not what it is at all, dude. You're going to lose a lot because of that. With that mentality. because you're not going to be able to do the shit that you can do right now. And a lot of people depend on the shit right now to manipulate fights. So you can have a beam aim, but if somebody outflies you, you're screwed. And you can't outfly people right now because of the calculations. Like when somebody locks into a rate, with your attitude of just muscle memory and understanding basic flight, no, you're not going to be able to get out of somebody that rate locks you. Again, you've not played the flight mode, dude. And unless you're like a fucking sweat in DCS, I'm just gonna say you just don't know what you're talking about in this situation. I have even enough flight models to know, try and enjoy. The game was a lot better in before 3.0 reformed, because everything just worked, calculations worked. The problem is they made a few bad choices in adding in to make things faster for people to get around places, and it just started the constant breakdown of what we have, you know? Because flying backwards, Forest, I often hear you talk about flying backwards being bad. Yeah, because right now, dude, it uses 50% less resources than going forward. And they're changing that around for the new flight model, where when you go backwards, you're going to have negative effects. Because right now, when you're in space, you can fly backwards and use 50% less boost going backwards, dude. And if you go forward, you use 50% more. That's why backstrafing is a very bad thing to deal with right now in the game. Because anybody chasing after somebody is literally at a negative, while somebody going backwards shooting is at a positive. This is getting flipped upside down for the new flight model, if you saw it. Where basically, when you go forward, you're going to be faster. When you're going backwards, you're going to be less than what you're used to. And you're also going to have a negative effect, where probably you won't be able to use Afterburner. Well, that's a good thing. Again, bad habits are always the thing that I try to avoid teaching people in this game, you know? How can one Afterburner reverse? Because we have these. We have reverse thrusters. The problem is, just now, the flight model is just so out of whack. Again, this is the problem you've had. You've had JP's flight model before 3.0 and all the way up to 3.10. JP left around, I think it was just before 3.4 or after 3.4. And basically then you have Coulson and Yogi and the team come in to take over. And they've basically been tweaking that one, and they changed over to a new system in 3.10, but it's just not what is required for the game, you know? He's the guy that did the flight model before Coulson and Yogi came onto the team, Ondo. So from the very first beginning flight model all the way up to mid 3.7 was where all the tweaks were taken out. When was it where we couldn't strafe the same speed as going forward, you know? It's just called JP. I can't remember his full name. New flight model will be coming in 4.0, Damon. So 3.18 is still going to be the same shit that we have just now. Bring back circle strafing? What do you mean? You already have circle strafing. How can one Afterburner in reverse? Surely that's like reversing before. Well, what I would like to see, personally, right, is I would like to see where Afterburner doesn't work in reverse, and it just normal speeds, which would be the negative. But I would like to see where Space Brake uses Afterburner and slows you down as you're going forward. That would be really cool, you know? Well, we'll see if it lands before 4.0, but I doubt it, personally. 3.19 would be the luckiest we get it in, you know? Because again, like they said, they've got the system pretty much designed. They've now got to dial it in, and then they have 100 plus, what is that, 180 ships that they have to go through on, though. That's not easy, dude. You know what I mean? It's easily 6 months away. At a minimum. Because they also have to rebalance weapons, modules, and all that stuff back to a different standard, you know? Yeah, it's definitely 6 minimum. I'm looking at 9 personally. Yeah, there's a huge amount of numbers that they're gonna have to go through, you know. And there will be some ships that slip through the net where they're like double the speed and stuff like that, and they need to be tweaked. But you know, that's what Evo PTU is for. I probably wouldn't be backstrafing, and the little fighters could actually be targeted. No, no, Husker. No, no, no. It's sooner than that, dude. I would imagine, no joke, you see 4.0 by Q3 next year. Like, literally this time next year. You'll see it at CitizenCon next year. 4.0 will release it. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that one. Because, again, there's not much that needs to be done. It's just perfecting it, what they've already done. Not much, Demi. Not much. We had a lot of fights, or a few fights earlier on, but people have left. I'll probably swap server in a bit. Again, I'm happy for CIG to take their time on this, Ondo, because I don't want to have a new flight system and it's like a few months later everyone's like, oh, this just sucks, you know what I mean? Take their time, take feedback from every angle. Don't cater to people who literally don't play this game for more than 10 seconds a day kind of stuff. And you know what I mean? Tough, how you doing in, Chief? Welcome. Then that'd be dope, right? That'd be so cool. Alright, let me fucking change server. I remember in 2014 telling my friend SUI, I remember being here 2012 and literally saying to people, yeah, they want to release it for 2014 in like 2 years. And then it went to like, oh, Squadron 42 is going to be 2016 and stuff. And they're like, all right, cool, I'll come back then. It's like 2022 and we're still 2 years out apparently, you know what I mean? I would imagine beta for Star Citizen and Squadron 42 released end of 2024 or summer 2025. That would be my guess, and that's a fruity guess as it is, you know. They should hand out the new flight model for testing immediately. No, no, because they said they had the design done, and what you saw in the video was them just playing around with the current design. Let Yogi, let Coulson, let Richard actually change it. Let the whole vet team change around with it, and we'll see in a couple of months what they've been working on, you know? I personally feel Jared would do us a huge favor if he had the vet team on maybe every 3 months or every 2 months to discuss what they've changed, so we can then give up-to-date feedback on these things. That would be incredible if they could, if they had the time for that, you know? If they're testing it, it's in engine, let's see it. They showed you it, dude. They literally showed you the design on the weekend. You don't need to see any more on it. You don't need to play it. You're not athletic enough to play this game, Heavy Bob, right? So why do you need to test it? You know what I mean? Your feedback would be 0 compared to other people, in my opinion. I wouldn't even class myself as being qualified to play the new flight model to give feedback. SE has more content than recent AA games. That's very true, actually.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Let's be honest, Heavy Bob, you will most likely receive a permaban before this game ever comes out. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't even worry about it.
Has been sent.
I wouldn't worry about it. You're most likely gone from this game before it ever releases.
Vehicle selected.
We'll see. We'll see.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following.
Heavy Bob has like a permaban on Spectrum or something like that. It's like 15 years or something like that. Something crazy. Not banned from the game yet, but I'd imagine it'll happen. Cause didn't Annual or whatever his name just recently get banned? Was that perma banned as well? Cause he was like a. Am I right in saying that he was abusing the report feature or something like that? I can't remember the memes. Like again, I've had so much in the past week. I'm not up to date with Star Citizen as much. He was let go. He was let go. Awesome. You don't know about that? Yeah, I know that he got banned, but obviously with what's happened with Luna and stuff, I've just not been paying attention to this kind of stuff. Don't do that. How's the Saber? It's really good in Hurston, Microtech, and Calliope, which is off Microtech. Everywhere else, it's dog shit. Space, dog shit. If you're doing it for NPCs, whatever. But in PvP, it is only good in certain areas. What does suppress overall IR do? What does suppress mean? Hooting. First of all, let's try and work it out together. What does suppress mean? The actual ability to suppress. There we go. Education 101 fucking completed. The first word gives you the idea of what the mechanic does. It literally knocks off like 1,000 IR on your ship. And it's good for people that use stock fit missiles where you don't need to spam flares. It's a system that still needs to be removed from the game, but again, it's like everything, you know? In my situation, the ban was an excuse. When you get branded damage, you tend to become more radical. There's a parcel at the door? Ah, for fuck's sake. Alright, back in a sec, guys. Right, St. Elias, got a parcel. What does this say? Why does it give me a fire warning, St. Elias? Oh, dude, seriously, what the fuck? Dude. Holy shit, chat. The note says, enjoy your gifts. What the fuck, dude? That is far too generous, my man. Far too generous, especially as you just recently gave the tea as well, man. Holy shit. Dude, that's too kind. Man, that's gonna be so good with the photo stuff. Thank you so much. Can we get some good vibes in chat, please? Holy shit, dude. That means I can get rid of these things and sort out the lights up here. What do you actually get in the pack? I'm interested. Yeah, lots of vibes, guys. That's insane. He's literally just updated my lights, which I needed to move on to, because I've got quite bright systems and it's not been working. I think my camera's on the frail, but I think it could also be the lights are just sucking right now. Oh. I was told the SE community was cool, not elitist assholes. Are you? Oh, because you literally can't read a word, Hootin. Is that what you're talking about? You know? He's talking about me, guys, because literally I said, look, let's look at the fucking words. and he can't read English, right? So he's blaming me for that, that's why. Just fucking ban him out the channel. Can't be bothered with that shit. Not being elitist, dude. The word literally says. You know what I mean? Don't fucking cry on Spectrum about it, my man. We don't need anyone like that in the chat. It's not about being elitist or being an asshole. It's literally, it says the word suppress IR. What is the word suppress? Educate yourself before having a rant at me. Dude, sounding like that's so sick, man. That is insane, dude. Where does it mount? Oh, it mounts there. That's insane, dude. Thank you so much, Senlaya. Where does this fit as well? Alright, so it goes in that way. Woo! How long the cable is. Understand your answer was not what you expected? What do you mean? I think you could formulate the question better next time. No, he gave the right question. Again, he just didn't read the word. That's all. So I gave an accurate answer to somebody that doesn't read. And already knows what the fucking thing is, right? Again, too many fucking soft people on the internet these days. Expecting people to fucking babysit them all the time. There's Google as well, you know? Do I look like Google? It has magnetic backplate, it helps with the mounting. Man, that's a long ass cable that they're going as well. Was on a bag? Yeah, dude. Cinelaya sent me 2 of the magnetic backplate. How'd you pop it off? Sure. There's no like button or anything for it. Doesn't feel like it's magnetic. I need to read the instructions and let me put it over here. Yeah, because I've been having lighting issues, especially. So this not only allows me to sort of get rid of the crazy beams that are in my face all the time, you know. And before broken? No, I'm gonna check here. So it's got a reset thing. Cable, jog wheel. It's a lot heavier than I thought it was gonna be. So mounting. Ooh, the instructions don't even cover. Don't even cover. Oh, right. Okay, I get it a little bit more. It's actually. I thought it was meaning like it would be something that you peel off. No, this is magnetic. This actually sticks to metal. That's insane. Let's see. Doesn't stick to aluminium now. Or that. Holy shit, it sticks to my filing cabinet though. Wow, that is insane, man. Well, I can do many, many things with that. Thank you so much again, dude. These are really, really expensive. But again, instead of having like the full-size lights, I'm gonna be able to maybe just have these like down at the side here. Or like horizontal or something like that. Because again, like this is all that needs to be on the face, right? And then I can move everything down. Oh, lots to do, dude. Thank you again, man. That's really generous. What I like about this is though, like it can be mounted to a camera system as well, because this is, it doesn't need to be connected. It's got its own battery inside, so this will be really, really handy for, like, if you guys saw, what's it called? Instagram last night. We were walking through the forest in pitch black. I could use this next time. That would be so dope. Thank you, dude. Put it on the OnlyFans. The OnlyFans fridge? Yeah, we could do something like that. Thank you, dude. I'm gonna try and get that set up tonight, once I get in tonight. A beard light? Wow, that's what we can have, dude. Like, I could literally have, like, it mounted where it goes, like, underneath or something like that, you know, and shines up light here. But I don't need to have super bright lights, you know? Underlit in red? It'd be dope, man. Number one, Chad? Yeah, Sunlight is definitely one of these people who is far too generous with his money. Because before all of this, he also sent me like 12 bags of tea, Heavy Bob, which is my favorite tea. And, yeah. Very, very, very kind. These things were on my gift list, but I wasn't expecting anything like that. Hide it in the beard and it glows? Yeah. I don't recall seeing any highly skilled pilots ever use the suppress IR button. I know it reduces the IR emission of it, but I didn't know to the extent it would be helpful. Well, again, like, so NPCs fire the EM missiles, right? But most standard fit on ships, Forest, actually have IR missiles or cross section, right? And because of that, suppressing IR just means that if somebody is spamming a lot of missiles on you, you only need to use less flares. Or flares, sorry, I can't speak properly. And that's why you use suppress IR. Because again, you're suppressing the nature of IR. That's what the word suppress means. To take away something. Or lower it. All that jazz. Not many people use it. It's not that... That's not that difficult. You know, it's not like you need to use it. You know what I mean, Forrest? It's just, I've used it all these years, and it's just a habit I go through, you know? Pressing IEM would be a cool button, though. That would be really, really sweet. I'm sorry, when you said, do I look like Google? I immediately imagined you as one of the O's in the Google. No hate though, it was just funny. Shut the fuck up, Chip. Oh, jeez, sorry. I just seen that right now. No offense taken of that. I have no problem with people taking the piss out of being bald and stuff like that, you know. I expect these memes. Fuck off with the O in Google. Do I look like Google? Well, yes, you look like one of the O's in Google. That would have been a good response, actually. You know? You're flying around, when you're flying normally in blue, it's something the combat sticks to red. Let me just get some fuel here. Ooh. Somebody literally just logged in. I wonder if somebody's helmet bouncing then. Interesting. I do it sometimes. I do it, like, I don't do it all the time, Forrest. It's just sort of like a habit that everyone used to do when it actually was important and stuff like that, but You know what I mean? Like, again, like I said, it's not super. Shut up, said a liar. No, I am not growing something like that. That would require too much pain. Melwolf, thank you very much for the 6 months. How you doing, Chief? Welcome in. Good vibes, good vibes. Yeah, look, this person's logged in at the exact same location. That's crazy. What happened to Snake Eater? Snake Eater had a child, Heavy Bob, and also doesn't enjoy Star Citizen. He also went and learned how to fly a real plane and actually owns a real plane. So Soul Eater, aka Jesse, who now he advertises stuff on his channel, Jesse Calder, fantastic name, especially Calder is literally the clan just around the road from me. And actually, not allies, but, you know, similar with my clan, or my Scottish clan that I'm a part of. And yeah, he's flying around in a real plane, so he was like, you know what, Star Citizen's not giving me the buzz, I'm gonna go become a real pilot. So, retired Special Forces, now stroke pilot, who could do private flying for people, and all that jazz, got his own plane, it's awesome stuff. I'm doing good, just got off work from Tesla, how are you doing? Not bad actually, dude. I've had a bit of a shitty, like, 4 or 5 weeks, but we're getting there, Alright, we've got multiple bounties incoming, let's engage. Multiple targets, let's deal with one first. Get that shield down, and then we disintegrate. Flash one, I think it's an NPC, is it? No. That's it there. It's another Titan coming in. I don't know what it's doing though. Is it just flying around? You lost? I think just lost. An ion? If I was wanting to take out a big ship, sure, but that's not really the role I ever do, you know? Anyone know the current state of bed logging? By 4.0, we'll have it, TS4. It's where if somebody attacks you, or an NPC attacks you, if you try to Alt 4, you're not going to disappear from the game, you know? But right now, yeah. You gotta just... It is what it is, right? You might see it fixed in 3.18, but I don't think so. Yeah. Like, the good thing is that they're starting to now test it. So, who knows? The good thing is when people Alt F4, their ships don't instantly disappear like they used to do, Ondo, which is kind of cool. But obviously you're wanting the player inside, you know? Really, Darnian? Okay, well that's good news. Obviously, again, I've not been paying up to date with or paying attention to monthly. Like I've just, you know, I had 2 weeks of COVID, then I had to deal with Luna for like a week and a bit, and then obviously putting her down and stuff like that. So unfortunately, I've just not really been caring about Star Citizen right now. I've like playing it obviously and doing streaming and stuff, but you know what I mean, trying to distract myself with other things. That shit stays as well. If you log out and the ship doesn't despawn, you get a crime stat if you shoot it. Yeah, but why would I care about that, Heavy Bob, you know? So what's this? That's a Titan. So yeah, I would imagine free 19, but if it comes in free 18, or maybe a free 18X, that'd be cool. Normally if you jump after a bedlog, the ship despawns mid-air. That's the current state. There are times where I've noticed somebody like Alt F4 Scarlet and they're gone from the ship, but the ship's still there for a few seconds to a minute. So I don't know if they're like trying tweaking on the fly with server stuff or if it's just like random right now, but I saw a video in Shadow Moses Discord. They claimed Alt F4 Alt F4 red, but that ship insta disappeared. Again, I'm pretty sure the new system will work and stuff. Hey BB, doing very well, thank you for asking, Chief. How's things with you? Also, Metal Wolf, I'm sorry dude, I saw some of it, just want to pop in and show some support. I'm all set up again. Nice, dude, so you're gonna be streaming? Nice. I definitely want to catch up soon and fly with you again. Yeah, dude, I'm totally down for that. I'll even get rid of crime stat for it. But I appreciate the words, dude. And the sub. Not too bad. How did you, you watching, Citizen Con with Salty Mike and stuff? What did you think of it, dude? I'm quite excited, personally, but I might be biased because of the flight system. But I had nothing to do with Segalian's pizza oven. Shh, said I, just say that you do everything. Become immortal. Yeah, I think that's really cool. I'm just reading up what Senna was saying. It's cool that this has like a magnetic backplate, because again, like if I was doing like cooking stream, I could magnetize this to the side of the fridge, which is right beside the oven and stuff, so. Bounty hunters care. The funny thing is, right, so a lot of bounty hunters like Zero State, Captain Burks, who I would probably rate as they are the streamers that do the most player-to-player bounty hunting, right? I can see their frustration where they warp to everywhere and then somebody Alt F4s. However, from my point of view, who is somebody who plays criminal all the time, I get a lot of bounty hunters coming after me, and the moment that they can't defeat me, they move and Alt F4 as well, you know? So it's not just to help bounty hunters, it's also to help Reds not lose like bounty hunters that are engaging on them and you're winning, or say for example you're somebody who plays as a pirate and doing stuff like that. You know, you don't want your victim to just instantly disappear after you've done all this work. I know Cutlet was, when he was last streaming, before he left Ukraine, he was obviously, you know, doing his typical pirate stuff, and it's difficult. And he looks like he's really excited as well for the new flight changes, because again, this is going to benefit everyone. Everyone. Because you again, there has to be consequences in what you do with this game, right? Gotta be a massive loser. Well, no, it's the mentality, right, Koff? Because we've had the ability to Alt F4 for many years, and I'm not trying to disrespect streamers, but somebody with high viewership or made a video of them Alt F4ing, and it started this trend, basically. Because again, from over many years, since we've had the PU, you've always been able to Alt F4 and leave the game. And it's only in 2022 have I seen it where everyone's doing it more frequently. You know what I mean? So somebody that has influence or did it in a video, YouTube, something like that, must have shown, you know? I was modding for, oh yeah, fuck, I keep forgetting that, dude. I always, like, for you, I always, like, assume that you're I know, like, you're especially at CSGO 2019, where I was like, who the fuck is this, you know? I know, like, you're a big fan of, like, good friends with Salty, so I love the reference to Satiball. Yeah, that was pretty funny, yeah. Actually, funny enough, when that popped up, I thought of you in my head at the time, because I know that you always meme about it. I do like the Spirit series, yeah. The Spirit is cool, but I just don't think the C1 is worth the money, personally. I think Cutlass is better, because it has more defense, personally. New Pyro Moon's planet look fairly diverse too. Overall, fairly decent. Possible 8 out of 10. Sorry, I didn't want to type. Ah, that's cool, dude. That's more than I was asking for. Yeah, that mask thing, dude. Like, I didn't know how to react with that shit. So basically, guys, the BB, does streaming, did streaming, was streaming at one point. And I went to CitizenCon 2019, obviously the last time we had it in person. And obviously I knew who BB is, right? Or at the time. But he had Salty Mike's face mask, right? So Salty Mike's logo printed out and on his face, and he comes up to me. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but like, he was, "Hi, I'm Salty Mike, I'm a big fan," or something like that. And I'm just like, how do I deal with something like this? And it was so bizarre, right? The C1 is far better than the ugly Drake cardboard box. Oh, and Luke's, yeah. Look at this, got another person logging in. Or spawning a ship. It's crazy, man. People are just literally appearing on this server. I CC'd my referral Gladius to the E1. Oh, I can't ever get rid of my referral Gladius. Obviously, I did upgrade it to Avalanche. I think it's Avalanche or Avalanche. Oh, yeah. I need to see, like, for me, like, ever since I started streaming every single, like, we're on day 145 in a row. I've missed out on a lot of Salty Mike stuff, but thank goodness for his videos on YouTube where he starts doing the reactions and stuff. I thought he had a pretty good reaction as well. Like, if you guys not seen the latest one for him talking about the flight model and stuff, so. But yeah, it's the same with Detox. I rarely get to catch up with Detox's show these days. So sad. I remember when I had way more energy at the starting off as a content creator. I was in everyone's channel, being able to interact, and now it's just no time. Yeah, I'm actually planning to steal. People want me to do reaction videos. Obviously, my son works with Salty Mike, and he's like, yeah, you should totally do reactions as well. Because he's obviously wanting to drop his bar work for Salty, work for me, and just do editing and college work. The little cheat, so yeah. We're going to be, hopefully at the end of this month, doing reaction videos. I would like to do like a reaction montage, though. Have Salty Mike do a reaction, I'll do a reaction of Salty Mike, then Salty does a reaction of me, and we chain it. It'd be great. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Once again, it just, for me, I don't really like doing the, this is what's happening in Star Citizen. I quite like to, like, discuss and give my opinion on things, so. Yeah, we're gonna try it. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, his reaction channel is done really, really well. So in the past, like, nearly, probably actually a year, obviously it would be slow at the beginning, but within a year, partner, and obviously I'm not going to discuss what my son discusses with me about Salty, and I'm not going to put it on here, what they talk about between themselves. It's more my son always asks me advice, because obviously he's turning 21 in November, and he doesn't want to fuck it up for Salty and stuff like that. So I'm like, right, just be honest with Salty, do it this way, do it that, you know. And what they've done together is really, really fucking cool. Definitely gives me hope that one day Star Citizen will have the ability to sort of grow into high numbers like you see with other games. Just record a few claims. Well, that's the hardest thing for me for doing a reaction video. So apparently, if I was to do a reaction video, I'm not allowed to swear for 30 seconds or something like that. I can't remember what the YouTube ruling is. That's gonna be so hard. Dude, I was looking at that. I did lurk into Detox for a bit when he was playing Marauders. That's because I bought Tarkov, and I've never played Tarkov, even though I've owned it from the very beginning. I just never had time. But people are saying this is sort of like a Tarkov light, but obviously, you know what I mean? It's way better than Tarkov? Really? I know, Tiki. I don't know how I would be able to not swear. Because I was seeing, like, I quite fancy, actually, when we show a bit. Only one ammo type per gun, right, okay, nice. Is there any actually good weapons? Because I'm not a fan of World War sort of themed weaponry system, but I did see a video where somebody had an M16. It's less realistic to Tarkov, more fun, right? I like the idea of, I think Detox was trying to open a bunker or some sort of door and you have to weld it. Or unweld it, sorry, you know, or cut the weld. Some really good guns. You like it, Doc Hollywood? Yeah, again, like for me, I love my simulator games, but I need to have time to play it. That's why I've never played Tarkov, even though I've owned it for all these years, is I literally don't have time to spend like 3 months learning the ins and outs of it. So when I look at a game like Marauders, I want it to be sort of like Tarkov, but where I'm not going to spend months to literally listen to the wind and be like, 20 feet away. 5 guys. One's a little bit heavy on the left footstep. He had a burrito for lunch. Aim this corner and he will die. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, headshot. You know what I mean? Because that's what it feels like in Tarkov whenever I watch it. You know, these people literally can spider sense people moving around. Like, did you hear that? No, I didn't hear it. What was it? I heard a blade of grass 50 feet away. Crush. Must have been somebody. Heavy foot on the left. You know what I mean? That's what the game reacts like. It's nuts, man. Obviously, it's not to that extreme, but it's like that where you need to learn that game so hard. But it happens in about 0.7 seconds. Yeah. Also, the problem with these games for me is the infantry management, Doc. I would, like, my OCD, you know, having things neat and stuff like that would just go absolutely nuts. Oh, does it not, Joseph? Oh, dude. Well, thank you very much for letting me know that, dude. Because obviously I'm ultra wide myself. Damn. I have to do that with Gundam. It's one thing with Gundam where, if anybody doesn't know ultra wide, basically the red box is here. So when I play Gundam, these red, where the red boxes are, they're black and it goes into a 16:9. It doesn't stretch the ultra wide, but obviously I have to play with like where the red boxes are, and it's a bit of a pain, you know. Yeah, it is coming, Zaman, so I'm kind of holding off on that because for me, yeah, I like my extra peripheral view. Hey, Miko, how you doing, Chief? We're hanging out. The hardest thing for me tomorrow, I'm starting tomorrow, I'm going to stream it tomorrow night, around about 6 o'clock, because obviously tomorrow marks a week since we had to put Luna down, so I'm kind of like, I'm going to go for a hike instead of streaming in the morning and afternoon, and just sort of, yeah, try and deal with it. It's like playing on 70 FOV on a PS4 or something. Alright, okay, that's good to know, dude. So yeah, we're gonna go for a hike tomorrow, chill out, and then I'll stream in the evening. Maybe there'll be some more interaction or something. I'm pretty pumped for Star Citizen though. But I'm pumped for, like, there's a lot in 3.18 I'm pumped for, but it's 4.0 now that I'm desperate for. Hey TF, how you doing, Chief? Welcome in, dude. Like, there is so much coming in 4.0, I didn't even realize it was that drastic of a patch. Vampy Bitmate wants it too? Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Joe. Appreciate that, dude, Joseph. OCD actually helps with management in Tarkov, does it? You don't nest your storage. That's cool. I'm really slowing down on SE until 4.0. I'm actually training a couple of new Tarkov players. Dude, this is what I always recommend. So at the start of this year, Doc, I was in a really low place with Star Citizen, and I've seen sometimes, you know, like Salty Mike as well can get quite low, because when you're passionate about Star Citizen, Moist Noodle as well, Detox, everyone gets to the stage where you're just like, you want Star Citizen to be in this, the place where you see it in your head, right? And you know it can achieve that. You just need time. And for me, 3.18 brings in a lot of cool things, but 4.0 is where I generally feel that if they actually pull it off, we should see a game, right? 60 minutes of bunker content in these locations, that's good. You know, different places around Pyro, that's good. They'll update Stanton, that's good. And that's what I'm looking forward to. New flight model, new flight systems, new warping systems, improvement, yeah. And I just, even though there has been improvements over the past like 2 years, I just don't feel like there's any content added in Star Citizen. And you get a glimpse of that content when they run Jumptown, but then it's taken away from you. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand why Jumptown can't just always be on at Yella and they just nerf the prices by half, right? If they don't want a huge market and fluctuation, just nerf the prices by half. Make it where you interact that way, you know? And just have it at Yella. It's always on, somewhere to go, somewhere to fight. This is where I'm hoping 318 with SBK sort of turns into a bit of a war zone, right? So yeah, earlier this year, I literally forced myself to take 60 days off Star Citizen, you know? And I came back to Star Citizen after those 60 days, and my mind is just so clear now. That I'm still obviously ranty TheDarkLaw with certain things, but I'm also like, yeah, you know what I mean? And especially with the past 2 weeks where or past month where before I had COVID, I'm literally playing with my 2 dogs, running around, having great time. 2 weeks of COVID, and then a week later, I've had to put my dog down, you know? After like a total of like 4 weeks. And it just shows you that you really need to stop caring about Star Citizen as much. You know, be passionate about the game, but don't concentrate on the negatives. Try and look for the positives. And if you can't see the positives, stop playing Star Citizen. Uninstall it, don't follow it, don't watch videos on it. Maybe watch Salty Mike's reactions because they are pretty funny. You know, watch a few Avenger 1 videos, Detox videos if he ever brings them out. Something like that, you know. The Odd Morphologist, Captain Barracks, that kind of stuff. But just literally detach yourself from the game. And you'll come back a lot healthier because of it. A lot of people hold on to the negatives too hard. Oh, this is going to suck when they change it this way. You don't know. You've never played it. Oh, I don't like the way they're going with this thing. That's fine. Have an opinion that you don't like it. But again, wait and actually try it out before you go, oh no, this is definitely going to ruin the game, you know? I actually wanted to try out Sniper Elite VR, but people were saying that it's pretty janky and stuff like that. We still need to do the VR game of, there's like a mod for Alex Zaman that gives you like the John Wick simulator, which looks so good. But again, the past like 4 weeks have just sort of been like a negative for me where I need to get over it, you know? It's too short, right, okay. People were saying there was quite a few problems with it and stuff like that. At least have it running every weekend. Something like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I kind of feel like Siege of Orison gets boring for people after 1 or 2 times, but I feel like Jumptown sort of brings conflict. It lets organizations sort of do organization things together, and you're not forced to actually go to that location, right? Definitely until 318. I would love for CIG to put Jumptown back on. Stop switching around the locations. Just put it at Yella so everyone can base from Grim Hex and go and do it that way, you know? Well, again, when that happens, Heavy Bob, it's just, again, you're more focused on other things. And content creators, I feel, suffer from it the most because obviously they're having to go live, you know, stream to people. And if you're playing a game that you're not happy with at all, you want to sort of back off and do other things, even though like you lose your viewership and stuff like that. Again, you want to just get into the habit of making sure you're always positive as much as you can. Do you think they are? Oh yeah, they're looking at me. Okay, so we got a Cutlass Black here. It's most likely going to fire a missile. I'm going to fire one Fox Free on it first. Just now, Fox Free on it, full tone. Fox Free goes out. I'm going to flare, pre-flare there. So we flared before he fired, which means that it instantly cancels out. We're flaring again, and we'll now slot right behind as we'll use the power of this ship to push. Under the nose, over the nose, and begin the re. So the Cutlass now is going to be in a weird sort of stalling situation where he's out of afterburner. The wonderful Saber on this level is so fast, so he'll try and push away a bit here. Oh, holy shit! Looking a little bit of lag there. And again, we're going for that left engine if we can. He'll use afterburner to pull away, but it's nothing for the Saber. One engine's gone, so if he hard afterburners now, he's going to spin. Don't hard afterburner, be gentle. There's the second engine full. And now he has no push ability, no VTOL speed, literally just main thrusters now. We can get all our resources up. For some reason they can still afterburner at this stage. But we're now going to get in, get on that front wing. Take the front wing off if we can. Actually no, it looks like free falling. No, maybe not. We're in a very good situation for disabling right now. Might land. Might just go down. Is he going down? Trying to go to outpost? No. He's gonna land. Yeah, he's landing. There we go. Yeah, but it's got wings to blow off the outer space monkey. And then atmosphere effect. You know what I mean? There we go. Good fight, dude. Hands up, pants down. Yeah. Yeah, I have, Starburger. I have, dude. The funny thing is, though, I literally... Oh, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. And you can die beside your ship. All you had to do was walk away. That's all you had to do. No? What you did was stupid, dude. When you've lost a fight and somebody spares you, just walk away, repair, come back to the fight. What are you gonna do by fucking firing off some missiles? Again, this is where the game just doesn't offer any loss, so people just behave so silly. They're like, oh, you know what? I don't lose anything here on this. I'm just gonna go and get, you know, try out kind of stuff. When we actually have resources and loss and all these sort of things that are coming with what they said in the power play video, people like this are going to have to be like, yeah, you know what? This is out of my league. Disengage, get out of there kind of situation. And I gave that opportunity because I actually wanted the ship to come back and maybe have a second fight or something like that. But literally when you just go, you know what, I'm just gonna fire off some missiles, that's the kind of shit that pisses me off. Because it's just, you don't need to do that. This game looks incredible, yeah, but after seeing Pyro on the weekend, Miko, like, I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel Stanton is really, really boring now compared to Pyro. Like, it just looks so good. All those clouds, the backdrops, the lighting, the sun play. Yeah, man, I'm ready to leave. Get me out of Stanton ASAP. Alright. We haven't done. Oh, who do we have here? Oh, little Rudy. That's well off the paths. What's going on here? Lights are on. Mining? Just on the edge of an armistice zone as well. Maybe a disconnect? Higher? Oh no, it's moving! What? It's moving. It's getting blown around, I think. It's getting blown out the armistice zone. No way. Oh my god, that's so cool. So I guess the Aurora doesn't have the engine capability of withstanding this wind then. Don't underestimate an Aurora. Well, it's getting pushed, dude. I don't see any other player like around I could give like a wing to hop into it. But yeah, it's getting blown out the armistice zone. Ah yeah, player's not on the server. Okay, cool, we can destroy it then. The armistice zone here? What the deuce? No comprehend. Oh, there we go. Any loots? And the windstorm just suddenly stops, man. Let's get the beepers out. Cool, we've got no mining stuff around. But yeah, if you want me to go over certain things with the flight model Starburger, just let me know if you have any questions for it. Obviously, I can only go on what they've shown. They've put on like Shadow Moses Discords, Spectrum and stuff like that. If anyone has any questions, you know, they want to have a debate about it, all that jazz, I'm down. You really think now we will have more dogfighting? Yes, 100%. Because people won't be able to do the cheese that they have right now, okay? We got a target approaching us at 21 kilometers. We're gonna start pushing towards the land. See what we got here. But yeah, I definitely do, because they want to focus on more circle fighting, rate fighting than nose to nose kind of combat, you know? So, we'll see. Alright, this Cutlass is now changing direction. It's aiming down towards me, so this is probably, yeah, confirmed bounty hunter. If it fires, it's pushing it a little bit more. We're right down on the deck, you know, so again, let's start the circle. And we've got no secondary contact within the 20k area. So we are guns free, no backup coming. We're gonna push that circle. And we're in. We got that back shield down. We're gonna go for left engine since they're turning left. Easier for us. Holy shit! Mayday, mayday, goose, goose, pull the chute, pull the chute, goose. Whoop, 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 whoop. This is somebody that's afterburning too fast. You can stabilize it if you pull the other direction and don't afterburner. So long as you don't afterburner in the weak engines, you should veto at this stage. And not struggle too much. I'm gonna go in for a secondary engine, because obviously we want to make sure that they can't pull the VTOL craziness of G's. And the engine will pop one more blast. Oh, the afterburner hard to try and counter. So we're gonna just hold back here. And just wait for it to settle down, because again, this is just literally over afterburnering, throttling the engine. He's gone into VTOL, which is smart. But it might be too late, because obviously I've got quite a few shots. See, the VTOL works, because now you can turn faster, right? So, in the turn fight, the VTOL works, and it stabilizes you, right? But then obviously I'm going to take the secondary one off, and now you don't have VTOL capabilities. And we can just sit here, there we go, it spins round, because you don't have engines to actually stabilize your wings. And if we can actually get the wings off, we'll be in a good situation here. Get the shield. Spins, because again, it's going too fast, too furious. This is where, when you're in this situation as a Cutlass person, you either just give up, or land, or try and fly in a straight line. To give the person a benefit, there's massively damaged. If they leave away, they leave. So go in a straight line and just leave. And that's sort of the best thing to do in this sort of situation. Or Alt F4, don't know. I can save it, you know me. Well, it just crashed into the ground, so I would say it's pretty scuffed. Probably get into the bed, yeah. Oh, we've got another login. A Pisces. Secondary target. Inbound is an arrow. Alright, switch to staggered weaponry system. Let's get our power up. We're going to also drag down here. So when we're dealing with an arrow, obviously everyone knows arrow is people's favorites. Gladius, all these things. We're going to go into high energy movement now. So they're coming in behind us. They're like, oh, Saber, man. Saber, this is fucking cushy. I got this sorted. What they don't realize is that the saber in Hearst and Atmosphere at this level can actually outturn an arrow, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna push. They miss all their shots. We push in behind, we still got Afterburner. And now we are in the turn fight that I want. Oh, it's ballistic build. Alright, we gotta be careful of this. We're gonna push away, get our shields up. We've got Afterburner to disengage. We're gonna go into this mode. We also got a secondary target. We gotta watch with ballistics. Ballistics can be very, very difficult. He's spraying and praying right now at 1600, so we're in a good situation. Shields are up. Doesn't realize we're about to go in a straight in a second. We're pulling away because, again, we are Saber. Let's find out what our intel on the secondary ship is. Let's put a Fox into this guy. Fox free on that. Target this, which is a Titan. We're going to fucking launch on that. Fox free on this. Get our shields up. It's an IR. We're going to quickly dodge this as much as I can because obviously flares are not working. Let's put pressure on this guy. And we'll engage this way. So again, we're in a very good situation where we've got them circled up there slow. We're still super fast. We need to put more pressure on this guy. Flares out on that one. Oh. Wow. Missile actually fucking hit us and took us out. Holy fuck. See that shit? Fucking actually hit by a size 2 missile. That's pretty cool, actually. I was not expecting that one. We're in a very situation on that. Yeah, good fights, man. Good fights. That was cool. Holy shit, it actually got us. Also, they're still shooting. Are they shooting? IR2, I know. That's weird, man. Especially as, like, I've got IR thingy-bob on, yeah. That's history book stuff, yeah. An IR missile actually connected. Especially as I'm pre-flaring way more than is required. Very interesting. You love it? Nice. I appreciate that, dude. That was pretty dope, man. I like that. I like how a Titan took us out over a fucking arrow, man. That's so cool. Do we have Mobi-Glass? Oh, we don't have Mobi-Glass, so we have to leave the server, sadly. You can be mad, IR missiles? You can be mad? What do you mean? Why would I be mad? I'm more impressed with that, to be honest. Oh, can't be mad, yeah. But it's amazing how it fucking insta-clapped us, like. Which I would wonder, is it a size 2? Or maybe we got hit by multiples. But yeah, that was cool, because we obviously were going to kill the arrow. It was very weak. And obviously it was nearly out of ballistic rounds, and the Titan is whatever, man. You think it was size 1? I don't think it was size 1, dude. For that amount of damage? Nah. I think it was easily size 2. Oh, was it 4 missiles? Did you actually see it say 4? I was AFK and now we are no more free. What do you mean, no more free? Do we have Mobi-Glass? There we go. Awesome stuff. A good attitude? Again, dude, I don't care about Star Citizen PvP. If people kill me, they kill me. If I kill them, I kill them. I literally don't care. I think if people get angry about these sort of situations, it's like, whatever, you know? I'm flaring and a missile still fucking hit me, so... And I'm flaring before missiles are launched. I'm firing out 3 at a time. If it happens, it happens, you know, dude? I'm more happy that missiles actually clap when like that. We've got good routes as well. Route 212, so if we get a secondary one on that on another server, it'll be good. Like you said before, there isn't any loss in the game yet, so even if you want to be mad, you can't. Yeah, exactly. Also, I've killed way more over my ship grade, right? So I've lost a Saber, but in the process, we've killed, like, what, today... Gladius, Blade, Razor, disabled 2 cutlasses and some other stuff, you know what I mean? Like, if I take a loss on that, I'm still up. Even though I go to jail, even though I lose my crime stat, I'm still winning. Because I've killed more than my loss is worth. Again, for me, like, if anybody is confused in what I'm saying, I'm an XEVE player. So KD ratio means nothing in Star Citizen, for me. It's loss, asset loss, basically. If I kill triple, double the amount of assets before I lose my asset, I'm winning, always. To be honest, I think IR signs need to be... You know one thing that annoys me, Tumberino, is that EM spikes when you use boost and not IR. I can't stand that. I really can't stand that within the system, right? It annoys me so much. Absolutely annoying, you know? If it was like electrical stuff, sure, right? But, yeah. What I love about that situation, right? I love that the arrow wasn't doing jack shit. And it was a fucking Titan. A stock Titan. That took me out. That's so funny, man. Fucking priceless shit right there. And nobody could be mad on that situation. You know? They removed the signature masking, which sucks. They've removed a lot of things, which kind of like needs to be worked on. I personally feel like they need to remove or make decoy back, noise back to chaff, right? Is this the right way? Yeah. I will buy a Titan now. Titans are great ships. Stalkers and Warlocks are really good. They're actually very, very fast. Again, I've literally died in a situation that you don't expect as somebody who PvPs a lot. Whenever somebody fires an IR missile at me, I'm like, whatever, you know? But to get hit and clapped and killed, that's a worthy loss, right? Chaff is the only countermeasure that is effective. Chaff doesn't work, though. Or unless you're talking about chaff in real life or something like that, you know? Or are you talking about noise? Hey, Cinema, how you doing? Also, welcome in, Tumberino, if I missed that one. Our phrase? Yes, okay. I want you to make the full crime stat symbol into a military style medal and wear it. That'd be kinda cool, actually. The thing for me is, like, I can get Crime 5 within, like, 20 minutes after I leave jail. I also make money, which works on my repairs. So this is why, again, I just don't get upset in PvP. I don't care if somebody kills me. You know, I always look at the situation that if this was a finalized game, I'm very, very happy with my performance at all times. I don't need to be the best sweaty PvP player. I'm always in a positive on a kill board, for example, you know? And again, this is just the XEVE player in me, where I just don't care about KD ratios. I don't care about how sweaty you can get. I look at the situation that if I play this game, 95% of players I manage to defeat. And it's only other like times and stuff. And for me, if the game was to come out, I'd be super happy with that. Because again, you also have to look at that Star Citizen is pretty much going to be a PvE game when they finish it. Quanta literally designs the game around that there will always be 9 NPCs in the sort of area to 1 player. So PvP is going to be very frequent, very unfrequent, or what would be less, you know, frequent, less. Stats are boring, getting killed sucks? No, it doesn't, dude. It doesn't. You can't always be killing people left, right, and center. And the last time I was in jail, I think me and Fresh have killed like 70, 80 ships. So, you know, you take those stats into account, I could go to jail like 100 times and I'd still be winning. In civilized space, PvP will be rare. Yeah, I think so as well, Hellfire. I think it's going to be, and I actually want it this way, where, again, we go back to EVE Online. Mainly the major PvP in EVE is faction wars, which is in Empire, where you have to sign up to a faction and fight for them, and fight all the other free factions. Or you go into like pirate space, which is low sec, and then you go to 0-0, which is no man's land, right? I don't, like, if they manage to achieve something like that, I'm fine with that, you know? It's very, very boring where, you know, when people are just literally camping truck stops and shooting people, landing and left, right, and center, it's just, you know, better to fight over land and stuff. Alright. So the way I do prison work, just so you don't get a bugged MFD, or bugged Moby Glasses, I always just leave the server, come back onto it. It's so much easier. Because sometimes if you kill yourself, you'll just literally lose the Moby Glass and then you have to leave anyway, and it's just so good to just do this, you know. In the future, an org, send one player to jail but have a fleet in his claim time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, if you want to be like the Sweat, you go to Arena Commander and you fucking chest beat on that stuff. But the PU has more options of like squad play and stuff. It's why like I never do org versus org stuff. It's boring for somebody like me. Like if I rolled around and bumped into an org, then that's cool beans. But I just don't like the hey, do you want to have a fight kind of situation. It's just not my style. It's cool to watch and all that jazz videos. But for me, I like full organic gameplay in these sort of... That's what I was about to say. If I had avoided fall damage there, that would have been pretty dope. Right, Route 1 Dep 11. Okay, so we're out. Just do this and we're out. So that's how easy prison is right now. I don't know why people freak out when they go to prison. It's literally 5-10 minutes work. If that. And they're adding more stuff in Free 18, which I don't know if I'll even do, to be honest. Still pretty buzzing that fucking Titan took me out though. That's crazy shit, man. Me and Fresh have had like, there was a Sweat that came after Fresh last night. You know, and obviously got defeated and stuff like that. So it's so weird, right? To deal against those sort of situations and you get taken out by the simplest way, you know? Or like if you like crash into a wall and you're not really paying attention at the time or something like that. Organic is the best for feel, yeah. Difference of being solo versus duo, yeah. You know the funny thing is, this guy actually said, you're nothing without your team, and it's like, cool. This game isn't about 1v1. Go back to Arena Commander with that mentality. When you're in the PU, expect orgs to fight orgs, you know what I mean? It's so sad that this is where I like, obviously, like I would say to yourself, Ondo, you're not one of these toxic pieces of shit from Arena Commander, right? You have the PU mentality, but you also enjoy Arena Commander. But you come across somebody like this that is so fucking 1v1 Sweat that that's all they care about in the PU as well. And if you've got two people, they cry about it. You know what I mean? You're a toxic piece of shit. Alright, at least we know now. But you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't complain. You're not, like, as much as you're memeing where you're saying that, you're not the depth of what I'm talking about with this person. Where literally, if there's two people and, like, you're a bounty hunter and you come after and there's two people there, you go, oh, it wasn't fair. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you're stuck in that you should be wearing like a white glove and you slap it across each other's face before doing duel at 10 paces kind of style gameplay, you know? There's just no place for it in Star Citizen, right? Or any video game like a sandbox. If you think it's always going to be 1v1, you're in for a disappointment. And if you don't play with other people, then again, you're in for a disappointment. You're like hearing about middle-aged women rant about the weather. Obviously not Scottish, because we never rant about weather. Yeah. I just hate that stuff. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to go up against two people of, let's say, you know, Fresh is really, really fucking good. And I would say I'm just above average as a PvPer, because I don't spend any time practicing anything, just literally what you see on stream, right? And I'm happy that I can hold my own against a lot of people, but I never go into a fight against like two people like myself and Fresh and go, oh, you know what, this is not fair. It should be a 1v1. I could beat you in a 1v1. It's like, no. It's like, okay, there's two of them. I'm out of my league here. Maybe I could do some damage or something like that, but, you know. It's like that other day when you came to help me out, Ondo. There was no way I could take on a Gladius Sweat, okay? Then another Gladius that was half decent, right? Still landing shots. Then a fucking manned Hurricane and a fucking Cutlass after me as well. There's no way you can deal with that kind of situation, and especially in free, or when we get the new flight model, that is a full 100% disengage time situation, and get some intel, maybe get some backup kind of stuff. And this is what players need to realize, is that if you were bounty hunting and say that was what you were coming across with me, you would be putting up a beacon saying, I need some people to do some combat, you know, with, like a combat beacon. And you pay them, you know, a certain amount of money to come and try and kill us all. But nobody does it. Nobody does that. They go, oh, yes, I can go in up against free people, no problem. I'm a 1v1 sweat in the Arena Commander. I can do this all day, you know? My leaderboard stats fucking tell me I'm good, you know? It's like, and then they get 360s and they get angry about it. Alright, KOB, take care, dude. There we go. Actually, am I at depth 11? Oh, yeah, man.
Reduced time on your sentence. Isn't that great?
Does this tell me?
You have completed your required.
Yeah, there we go. Right.
We at Cluster Rehabilitation.
Let's bounce. Bonesaw 1. Yeah, man. I hope Avenger 1 sees that meme that I did of him yesterday, where he's like, "You've got me in the area for 8 seconds. You ain't leaving Bonesaw 1." Oh my god. Like, I love Avenger 1. Not like, you know, from point of view, like, I find himself very memey, very cringy, arrogant, just an absolute lunatic at times. And it's just when he comes out with that kind of stuff, all I see is like old films, you know. And it was literally Bonesaw from Spider-Man when he said that shit. I've got you in the ring for 3 minutes. Oh man. It's gonna be good stuff though. Free incoming people, not a good time to open up Moby-Glass. Yeah. That would definitely be not a good idea. Right. Whee! Parkour. Alright, so now we'll do that. I wasn't going to do a long stream today, so we're at 3 hours. I'm going to just leave myself here at Grim Hex, and tomorrow we're doing an evening show, because like I said, guys, tomorrow marks a week since I had to put down Luna, !Luna, if you don't know the story, if you're new to the channel and stuff like that. But it marks a week, so not to celebrate, but I kind of want to I want to be streaming around the time that we had to do what we had to do. And I'm going to take Nova out and Melina out for a hike in the morning, afternoon, and kind of distract my mind a little bit, so we have all that on the go. So tomorrow, normally we'd be on doing normal show sort of time, but yeah, just because it's tomorrow, I don't really feel like sitting at my desk with nothing to do. You know what I mean? So I would rather stream to occupy my mind a little bit. Distract me as much as you can. But again, we'll be on for day 146 in a row. We're nearly at the end of it, guys. We only have 40 days now to go, and we've completed our challenge, which is 180. It'll be 185 days we've streamed every single day, you know? I know my place, I'm pretty average to subpar in aerial combat, but I believe I excel in ground... Well, that's good, dude, because I suck at ground combat. And right now, I don't really practice FPS, and that's one thing, when you mention that, Godbrox, is this is what I actually want out of Star Citizen. I don't want it where everyone tries to be the pilot. I want it where people do what they feel comfortable in doing and they excel at that area. You know? I eventually don't want to always have to look for people to fly ships for my organization. I would actually love it if I had 10 people who are crack shots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Where I can use a prowler to drop them in and do something like that, you know? But it's very rare because unfortunately FPS shooting is useless. Ground vehicle stuff is very, very rarely ever used. You know what I mean? Like the only time you actually use it is to meme or jump town sort of situation. And I would love this stuff. I would actually love to be able to recruit people into those sort of roles where they're actually enjoying it, but there's nothing to do. And I kind of hope that with new AI and new bunkers and stuff like that for 4.0, you know what I mean? Will give you that sort of interaction of going in as a team, sweeping, doing all that stuff, you know? But that's a good thing, Captain Creep, right? Again, this is where it's super important for people to understand that piloting A to B is a good thing to have in this game. But having it where you leave like the sweat to the sweat for the piloting and then excel in other areas. Medical gameplay will be a huge thing. Because again, when people are running out of water and stuff like that, you know, there's always going to be a role that doesn't require that kind of stuff, you know? Dropship pilot? I know. I'm looking forward to seeing if they actually... Like, one thing I'm looking forward to is I think the Prowler is actually going to be really good in the new flight model. Now, hear me on this. The Prowler right now is disgusting at going forward, right? But the biggest problem with it is that everyone's so agile to get around on it, which means that that dual-free turret on the Prowler, if they actually fix the mechanics, because obviously it's still not got the new remote turret system added to the Prowler, if you guys don't know. So like the Scorpius has the new stuff, but the Prowler doesn't. The Prowler requires the pilot to recharge the weapons, you know, because they're still connected to the pilot. But the Prowler will absolutely wreck one or two fighters that are chasing behind it in the new system. Because, especially in atmosphere, because the Prowler right now is very, very fast at going forward. Same with Super Hornet, yeah. And this is what a lot of people will not be expecting. You are going to see people in Hornets, Super Hornets, Sabres. Because again, in atmosphere, if you saw there, the Sabre is able to outrun the Titan and the Arrow because of its high straight line speed. And because people are not able to kite around and stuff like that. No, it won't be able to dominate again. No. That's not what's going to happen, Reformed. It will actually be usable. It's not going to dominate shit. Because again, two fighters chasing after somebody that doesn't know how to fly the Prowler will die in the Prowler. You're not going to be able to outrun them, okay? What I'm saying is that it will actually be useful, you know? I mean, my wife is hitching to get on the Super Hornet and dunk on the Glad. Dude, it's going to be so good, right? You ain't out turning a Hornet, man. I know, man. I know. Like, that's where I'm excited for, like, future other ships, you know? Like, the Gladiator, Tumbarino. I love the Gladiator. It needs a remodel on the engines, because those fucking waving nozzles just look so shit. But I would love to be in a Gladiator with a gunner. Because it's so sick. It feels like you're in like a World War version of the current fighters. And you're maybe if they get like with missile changes, you're dumping missiles and you've got a gunner on you and you're FC'ing from that position. I can't wait for that, you know? Well, again, we don't know. I don't know, dude. Again, as I've advertised many times, Tumbarino, there's a lot of ships that don't ever get any work on them. They get put into the system, but the Banu Defender literally has no atmosphere or flight model, if anybody doesn't know. The Hercules is overtuned because we don't have weight in the game yet to cause an effect, you know? There's a lot of ships in this game that just are shit, you know? Also locked turn, yeah, no, cross-section fucking missiles. I really, like, this is why I only, like, somebody asked me, DarkLaw, why do you always say Fox Free? Why does your organization say Fox Free? Because even though you've got an IR cross-section and an EM missile, they're all the same missile type, which is a Fox Free. IR isn't a Fox 2, and cross-section would be mainly in the sort of, like, area of either, like, a Fox 1 or possibly a Fox Free. You know? It's so sad. I love I like the Gladiator, but it's whatever, you know. I'm so bored of it, you know what I mean? That's why I like going into Atmosphere with the Saber, because it just feels weighty, you know? Feels a bit heavy. A lot of shit ships, many named Drake. Dude, I'm not a Drake fan at all. You know what kills my soul the most, Cinelai? Because I don't own a Drake ship apart from a mule, but that's just a meme, right? If, no joke, I wish the Kraken said anvil on the side of it and it looked like an American carrier. You know what I mean? I can't stand that the ship that I'm mostly waiting for, like the Kraken, is a Drake ship. I just don't want it, man. But it's the only decent carrier that we have. Obviously the Liberator, yeah, you can use the Liberator, right? But it's not a capital. It's not classed as a carrier. And that's what I would love to be a part of. I want to be on a carrier. I want to be watching fighters launch. I want to be launching off a capital stuff. But the Idris is just not good enough for what me and my organization would ever be doing. You know? The Kraken offers way more versatility to landing on the ground and becoming a mobile base, basically. Because the Idris, yes, you can land, but the Kraken literally has 360 turrets that can do flakking when it's on the ground, you know? Idris can't do that shit. It's only got a gun that fires forward and a few little shitty turrets. Yeah, that's what I said, Doc. I said the IR missile would be Fox 2. But right now, our IR missiles are not Fox 2, they're Fox 3. They're literally fucking lock, fire, and forget kind of shit, you know? Lock and fire, and the missile's radar system does itself, you know? It's not chasing heat at all, it's just literally chasing a number that's in ships. I hate missiles in Star Citizen. I mean, I use them all the time, but I hate them. I hate how there's no difference. I hate how an EM missile or an EM torp that's designed to chase after a high EM can find me. You know what I mean? Like when somebody fires an EM torp at my arrow, the torp should never be able to find me. Because those things are literally designed to go after slow-moving, bigger EM spikes, you know? It drives me nuts. Yeah, everything is a Fox free. It's just literally fucking the missile's doing itself. Well, hopefully that will stop as well, because here's the funny thing, which a lot of us don't take into consideration. The new missiles will also be on the flight system. So here's my idea with it. They will Q or QCM towards the target, Ondo, to approach, and then they'll move to SEM speed to turn and engage, which means that they'll drop down to maybe the ability to pass twice, and that's it. But they won't do any weird 180 thing because they're not always going at maximum speed. They will change out for those sort of things. That's what I would imagine CIG will do with it. Because they did, or Yogi did say they want to rehaul missiles completely. Not like full rehaul, but yeah, you know? You can move exactly like you do just now, or also you got to remember that all SEMs are going to change. So you'll still be able to move, you just can't use Afterburner, right? So an easy way to look at it, Ondo, go to Daymar, try to low fly, and don't use afterburner. That's all it is. That's what it will be like. But obviously, where you're not able to turn as fast like you can just now, because obviously they're going to be nerfing side strafes, which has a dampening effect, so you can't just sort of like shift your weight around as much. But that's all you do. Just literally go to Daymar, low fly, and don't use afterburn and see what it's like, because that's pretty much what you'll see. And then obviously when you're in SEM speed, you'll still be able to boost to go over certain speeds, but you always come back down to the 300 or wherever they set it to, you know. I hope they go to like 340 as a minimum, you know. Yeah, if you actually look at the video that they showcased, that they showed you that it would dampen and stuff. Well, it's more like side strafes. You side strafe, you ain't just strafing back, if you know what I mean. Like, you're gonna strafe, you're gonna slow down, and then you're gonna have to bring it back. You know, right now we have the ability to sort of twitch move in this game. Obviously faster in the up strafe, but you have the ability to sort of like do this. And this is what causes the pip wiggling, basically. Because the calculations are just all fucking off. So when you're doing like high movement, or you don't realize you're doing it, but you're afterburning left, afterburning right, you know, you're up strafing, tricord, the game just goes, I don't understand, you know. I just don't get it. And that's what they're trying to do. So when you strafe hard to a left, you're going to be like, have to come back slowly. There's going to be a bit of negatives towards trying to do twitch flying, basically. Because right now, as I've described it many times, Star Citizen combat, as much as most people will argue against this, is literally FPS shooting in space. That's all it is. You are literally, ship is an FPS gun, and you're quickly fucking AWSDing to dodge shots quickly and fucking do that shit, you know? And that's all they're trying to eliminate down to where we actually dogfight. Where not just aiming at a pip is what you do, right? And try and dodge as much as you can. You basically have to be like, well, I'm coming in at a different vector angle. This is approaching me here. Maybe they're approaching straight, right? And you're coming in at an angle, so if they do turn to you, you know, you would have more body aware, so you would come in at this angle, which means that if they do turn to you, you've got less cross-section to look at, you know? So as you go into the joust, the merge, vertical or horizontal, depending on where you go with it, you know what I mean? You basically fly a bit more like you would do in DCS, where instead of just pre-fucking shooting at somebody, you're maybe using your missiles to throw somebody off as you go into the merge and then dump your rounds and stuff. But it means that you're not just going through atmosphere and doing this, like a lot of people do, or like twitching around. You have to just be a bit more constructive with it, you know? Getting the feeling they might even slow... it's what I've said, dude. I've literally said, if CIG were sensible, they would make it where you have a weapon like a size 3, and it's got a stat to it, right? And you make it where the size 3 weapon has 2,500 range. This amount of damage, this amount of speed on the weapon. You fit it to a turret, it lowers its damage, but it keeps its range, and it has extra capacitor shots. You put this on a fighter, it nerfs its range down because you go on power play, where basically there's your arrow or your gladius has a very small power plant, so there's no way it can massively do it. So you have one stat for the weapon, and all they do is where basically whatever ship it fits to, a percentage changes it. Where basically fighters have to go down to like 750 range, but it has double damage. Turrets have double the range of this, but they have less damage but more capacitor, because this is where the percentages go with it, you know? And base it off the power plant size. And the same with bigger ships like a Vanguard. They literally can't fire at many rounds, but the Vanguard has very hard-hitting long range because it sacrifices the ability to constantly fire. And that's what they could do with it. And this is where you build one weapon, and every ship has different percentage change to it, depending on the power plant size, basically, or the role of it. And this is where CIG could save a lot of nonsense of never having to change the stats on the weapon. They just change the percentage of how the weapon behaves on a ship that's maybe overpowered. Which means that you could have a Cartoal that has double the capacitor on the 2 size 4s or something like that, but half the range, you know what I mean? That's what they can do with it, and it would be so sensible for them to do this. You only ever make one weapon with all the high, like, maximum stats, and whatever ship you put it onto that can fit it, it changes the percentage of these stats. Super balancing around percentages, not changing the weapon themselves. That means it works for turrets, it works for fighters, it works for medium ships, it works for bigger ships, you know what I mean? Yeah, but then we go into a hard part of balancing around that, Doc. You know what I mean? You would have a size 2 that has maximum stats. You have a size 3 that has maximum stats. You have a size 4 maximum stats. Then whatever ship you put it onto, it changes the percentage of how this weapon works. You know what I mean? Because balancing weapons is so difficult in Star Citizen the way they're doing it. And it doesn't need to be difficult. Because they're like, oh, we need turrets to have more range, but we don't want to have them the same damage as a fighter, because then fighters become completely non-existent. They're beamed down at 2k range, and there's nothing they can do about it, because they're going to be moving slow in SEM speed. So what you would do is you make it where fighters have very short range but high DPS bursting with low rounds, and you have it where a turret with the same size of weapon has loads of rounds, lower damage, and more range. So it can actually be anti-fighter flak, but not, oh look, there you are, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Because then that becomes boring gameplay as well. It means that Hurricanes literally dominate 4.0. Scorpius dominate 4.0. Because you'll never get close to those ships. Like, an arrow will be disintegrated in seconds against a decent pilot and Hurricane at SEM speed. If they can't come in, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. You go up against these things in atmosphere and you get absolutely wrecked, right? Yo, Miss L, thank you very much for the gifted sub. You can't stand, I know, but then it'll just go up though. I'll do that off stream. If you can max a weapon out, it's not efficient, takes longer to cool down, can fire. Again, that's just... This is where you start talking about huge amounts of choices towards weapons, Doc. You know what I mean? And CIG don't have the time to make sure that every ship, you know, does this differently. You just make it where whenever a weapon fits to a certain ship, you know what I mean? Oh, Murd, I actually feel like we'll see gimbal assist, fixed assist be taken away from Star Citizen in 4.0. There's no need for it. You don't need fixed assist, and you don't need gimbal assist, you don't need turret assist when you slow everyone down to SEM speed for combat. You don't need those assists. Thank you very much, Miss Sal, appreciate it. Right, I need to go, guys, anyway, because we're going on the time. Let me find some... God, I could talk about this for fucking days, like... Even before the Dark Laws podcast. You know, I've been asked to do a podcast, and I just don't think I would be a good enough host for that kind of stuff. Righty-hoo, let's have a look here. Fuck. Who to go to? We got Kelly. Who's this? Hey, Senna. Anyone got any recommendations where to go to? Obviously, Super Mac doesn't need. Croncy is doing some podcast thing. Man, it's so hard when PvP is not playing. Arto, sorry if you've been asked this a ton, but did you have a favorite presentation from Cisco? Yeah, the flight changes did. By far. I went in with that. What's Anna doing right now? Let's go and have a look. She's in just chatting. What's Anna doing? Yeah, you know what? Let's raid Anna. I'm going to drop my 9-month sub and then raid her right afterwards. There we go. Right, guys. I'm off. I'm going to send you over to Anna, who's in just chatting just now. Everyone knows Anna. And you can take it from there. I'll be on tomorrow evening from 6 o'clock, because obviously what I've said in the stream regarding Luna and all that jazz. But I will catch you tomorrow night. We're just going to chill out. Maybe do some PvP. Maybe Fresh can join us. We'll see. Take it to Hurston or whatever. But yeah, have a great one. Again, thank you very much to Senalaya for the gifts of the lights. I'm going to get this hooked up as soon as possible and get on with it. Thank you again, dude. Super, super generous. Take care, guys, and I will see you tomorrow night. Have a good one.